DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks, and you're watching NorbCam.
This is Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Nate Burleson, you're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you, and believe it or not, we actually got this show rolling. We were having about as many bugs as you can imagine, more bugs than a bait store, and that's why we are only technically. I reset the start time for this show at 6:05, so we're right on time. We're right on time. No, I appreciate you guys hanging out and waiting for us to get through all of our little challenges here for today's fan panel, this Thursday NorbCam fan panel. I'm excited. We haven't done one of these in a while, and we have a lot of a lot of cool things to talk about. Things are going on right now, and really the highlight of this is making some bold predictions about the 2021 season that we're going to take some notes on today. And then we're going to see a year or so after the season's done, see how many of these things actually turn out to be true. So appreciate you guys being on here and your patience with all this. Of course, Alina Dahl, love you. You're such a great moderator, making sure things are running smoothly, unlike things behind the scenes over here. But we got it working, so we're good. We're good. Let me real quick, before we bring the panel on here, I just want to remind everybody I'd appreciate if you guys would smash that like button over there, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Could really use it. I appreciate it very much. And I just want to thank the NORBFAM members, the MVPs, Nick LeBeau, who you're going to see in a second, Anthony D, Jesse Soap, Ryker, Rockstar, NINJA-CRK, Lori Cross, and the All-Pros, Maria Maraj, Jason E, KC Sportsnerd, Aidan, Pham, BJ, Michael Page, Albert Delgado, and IBeDave Jones. Thank you for your guys' support on NORBFAM. Greatly appreciate it. All right, here we go. We got Jack. Jack's muted though. All right, here we go. There we go. There is the panel. And what's that little screen doing over there? Hold on a second. Why is this in here? Why do I have double Jacks in the house here? Hold on a second. I've got a second Jack going on in here, and I don't know why that's there. Oh yeah, we have a secondary Jack. Hang on a second. We have an extra Jack. This is the panel, but again, this is the kind of stuff we're dealing with today. All kinds of little surprise things popping in there. I have no idea why. There you go. There he's gone now. All right, it's the fan panel here, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce everybody here. First of all, we'll just kind of go clockwise. So on the top, and making his debut appearance on the NorbFam show is Joshua Ngo. Joshua was the winner of the 2021 March Madness contest that we did on Discord. We basically all submitted brackets, and the one with the most points won, and that was Joshua. So Joshua, it's great to have you on the show, man. Welcome to the fan panel.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You bet. And what was your secret to being able to pull off such a successful bracket? Did you just throw darts on a board, or did you do some research? How'd you do it?
Yeah, well, I knew that a bunch of people would probably pick Gonzaga, so I had to pick someone else, which happened to be the winner, which got me the win. But I also made some other picks. For example, the Oregon State Beaver upset against Tennessee that got me a lot of points for that system.
Oh, okay. So you just had the Gonzaga one. I mean, I guess that could be argued that was a lucky guess when a lot of people picking the other direction, but you went against the grain and it paid off for you, man. So congratulations again on winning the contest. All right, let's continue down the panel. We've got someone who's not a stranger to the show, but is good to see back on the panel. To the top right, we got Chef JackAttack, the youngest chef that I know who cooks things up on his YouTube channel. Chef JackAttack, welcome back, and tell everybody about your channel, what they can see on your show.
First, I just want to say, how are you, Norb?
Oh man, I'm a lot less stressed now that we finally got this going. But yeah, I'm doing great. Great to have you guys on here.
Okay, good. So I do run a channel, and everybody's probably thinking in the chat like, oh, another football channel. But no, I've had the channel for about a year now, and it is a cooking channel. Okay, it's the opposite of sports. Let's just say that it's all about making great recipes. Tomorrow we will be filming a new video how to cook the best salmon. I don't know when it will be posted, probably Saturday maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And my channel is called Chef JackAttack. Almost at 400 subscribers, almost 400 subscribers, coming up on 1 year. And yeah, just thanks for having me, Norb.
You bet. Congratulations. Yeah, everybody check it out. And Joshua, let me go back to you because I didn't get to ask you about your channel. I know you've got one as well. Why don't you tell everybody about the YouTube channel you got and what's your content?
Yeah, so I just started it this year in January. It's called Northwest Football FC, a channel about the Seahawks and the Sounders.
Oh, Seahawks and Sounders. Okay. All right. We got football and, as internationally known, football. We got the other one, the soccer team. That's awesome. All right, let's go down to the bottom left. We've got a guy, as I mentioned his name earlier, Mr. Nick LeBeau, who's kind of a do-it-all. He's a staff member on Discord. He's involved in moderating on my YouTube channel, and he's just an all-around very smart, very intelligent, and very talented guy. And I don't know how you have time to manage all these things, but you do a good job doing it. So, Nick, welcome back to the fan panel. And tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your channel that you got going.
Yeah, thank you, Norb. I'm very happy to be back amongst all these awesome guys. Be sure to check out their channels. They're all doing great stuff. My channel is Seattle Sports Talk, where, unlike Jack's, I am purely focused on the Seattle Seahawks. I actually have a video dropping right after this live stream is over, grading every single move the Seattle Seahawks have made this offseason, except the Pierre Desir move, because I recorded it right before that signing. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you went and checked me out.
Okay. Seattle Sports Talk, right? That's the name of your channel?
Yep.
So, yep, everybody can check it out. Everybody's links are in the description, so you can look their social channels and their YouTube channels up there as well. So, down in the middle, this guy is, he's not on camera very much, but his handiwork has been on many, many roundtables. He has done some of the most challenging Kahoot contests we've ever had, and he has been very generous in creating some of some really cool trivia contests that I've used many times. So it's good to actually have him on here, and we will be doing trivia after this, believe it or not. And so we'll have a chance to see if I can turn the tables on Mr. Cameron Hughes. He's always the one dishing out the tough questions. Well, let's see if we can turn the tables on him. But Cameron, welcome to the show. Tell everybody about your channel.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I started my channel in March of last year, and I upload like current Seahawks stuff. Like right now, I'm doing a lot of draft content, and then I do a lot of historical Seahawks content, like game highlights and stuff like that. I'm currently at 1.02 thousand subscribers.
All right, and if I'm not mistaken, one of those videos that kind of got a lot of attention and a lot of hits was, didn't you post the video about the play where Russell Wilson gave David Moore the pass, which is really more like a lateral, but just so you get that bonus? And
yeah.
That video kind of blew up for you, didn't it?
Yeah, that one video gave me like 400 subscribers.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your channel. I hope you continue to keep it rolling. So last but certainly not least, on the bottom right corner there is Rishi Hoskote, who's been on the show. It's just been a while since he's been on here, but he's always active in the chats and in the contests. So Rishi, tell everybody about yourself and the channel that you've got going.
Yeah, so my name is Rishi. I am really interested in like geography, history, music, and of course like NFL and NBA stuff. And yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. Recently I've been doing lots of like piano content on there. I'm probably going to release a video, another piano video, like probably in the next couple of days, hopefully.
Did you say piano? Did you say piano videos?
Yep, I did.
Oh, so you play piano. Do you have a keyboard near you at the moment?
No, not at the moment. No.
Oh, got it. All right, I was going to have you play a little something on the fly.
I'm upstairs. My piano's downstairs.
We're going to have to get you to play something for us at some point here. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and
All right, and yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to be releasing another piano vid in like the next couple of days, hopefully. So yeah, that's really just look forward to that video. Hopefully, that's it.
What kind of music do you play?
Really just like pretty much anything, like just classical music. My most recent video, which is actually my most popular video up to date, I played the Avengers Endgame song called Portals. Like in the Avengers Endgame, where like all the portals appear in the movie, I played like the song that plays during that scene. I played that song on piano. It's my most recent video. I mean, my most recent and most popular video up to date. So yeah, that I do that kind of stuff, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's very cool. Aren't you guys dying to hear what it sounds like? I want to hear some of these a live performance of it. But obviously, we can go to your channel and watch the videos there. So I recommend everybody to do that. Check everybody's channels out here and drop a like and a sub. All right, so you have met the panel. So now let's get into some of this content that we talked about. First of all, I want to address just a couple of the more recent things that are kind of headlines, right now, and then we'll get into some of our bold predictions for next year. So first of all, I just want to get some reactions from everybody. The latest news that I saw that hit today, I don't know if it's really news, it's more of kind of the status quo, but Geno Smith was re-signed again as the backup quarterback. I know there were a lot of people saying, we need to get a quarterback because we don't have a backup right now, but they went and took care of Geno Smith for another season at least. This is one of those positions where it almost feels like, well, it's good to have it, even though this guy will probably never play, knock on wood, since you got Russell Wilson, who's like the Iron Man, always is always playing, never misses a snap, never misses a game. But Geno Smith, back to backup duties. Any thoughts from you guys in terms of, was there even any concern about who would be our backup quarterback? Are you guys happy with the fact now that we got Geno Smith, or were you hoping that we'd maybe surprise pick up somebody in the draft? I know Coach Maraj, who appears on Coach's Corner and the Roundtable, was saying something about a surprise quarterback move wouldn't be a surprise to him, but perhaps that changes now since we got Geno Smith back. Let's start with you, Joshua. Thoughts on the Geno Smith re-signing?
Yeah, I don't think it was a surprise that Geno Smith would be coming back. Plus, with recent news that probably Russell Wilson's not going to get traded this season, I don't think we need a surprise QB pick yet, as there isn't really much good QB talent already. And plus, Geno Smith, in case Russ gets hurt, if he gets hurt, he knows the game plan, as he's been with the Seahawks for so long.
I agree.
Go ahead, Jeff. JackAttack.
I agree with Joshua there.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed like a surprise backup. Obviously, he's a backup, but it's always good to have in case Russ does get hurt. I always say this with the draft, with pretty much every team. I think every team should draft a young quarterback. I think it's just good to have. Geno Smith has been a starter before, I'm pretty sure, for the Jets or Giants. I'm not, maybe both, I'm not sure. But again, it's always good to have. I don't think we needed a surprise. Russ does seem to be does stay healthy. So I mean, we didn't need some like star backup. He's a backup after all. But I think Geno Smith will be okay. Obviously, he's not good, but he's all right, and he's okay. And yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see how it plays out in the regular season.
Well, let's be real. It doesn't matter really who's a backup, because once you go from Russell Wilson, and if at some point we didn't have him, it's going to be a drop-off no matter who you have back there. So, Geno Smith, one of the other things that people don't really talk about, the other responsibility, they always make fun of, all he has to do is stand with a clipboard and just stand on the sideline. Well, they actually have to run the scout team. So oftentimes the backup quarterback's job is to emulate the other quarterback of the team they're going to play, and it's actually good that we have Geno Smith, who's, relatively mobile quarterback, so he can at least do his best impersonation of the Kyler Murrays of the world out there and the other mobile quarterbacks that we may face. So they have to run that other offense so that we give our defense a chance to really kind of simulate the looks of the teams they're about to play. So that's the other job that the backup quarterback has to do. Nickelbo, Cameron Hughes, Rishi, I know this isn't really big news or big controversy or anything, but you guys didn't want to add to this. Otherwise, we'll we can move on to other topics. But any last thoughts from any of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I I expected the move. I didn't at all think that Seattle was going to move on to an upgrade at that backup QB position. Russ is super healthy, and like you said, whatever quarterback is going to be, if Russ goes down, the team basically goes down. Geno, he's a veteran. He's an experienced starter. It's going to be, I believe, his third year in our system. So that'll be good for just some of the younger guys, the younger QBs getting more into the system come preseason time. So, I think it's a solid move.
Yeah. Cameron or Rishi, any last thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think familiarity is like one of the most important things for a quarterback in the offense. And if Russ does go down week 1, week 2, I think Geno is better than a lot of those lower level quarterbacks that would come in and be unfamiliar with the team and stuff. So chemistry is big.
Yeah, absolutely. Just in any position, if you keep turning things over, you're sort of taking a step back and having to restart, retrain, from the beginning. So it's good to have a familiar guy back there. Plus, I think he's been pretty good at the coin tosses. That's always been an important thing too. So, how about you, Rishi?
I mean, it's not a bad move. I mean, Geno Smith, he's a decent backup QB, and like Nick said, he's also had some experience starting. So, if Russ does get injured for a long time, then Geno can step in, and I definitely do think he's definitely better than if we were not to resign him, then I believe we'd have Alex McGough backing Russell Wilson up, and I don't think he's really better than Geno. So, not a bad move. I'm totally okay with it. And,
And Alex McGough, his last name is McGough, and I just can't take anybody serious with the last name McGough, because I grew up watching Mr. Magoo, who was a cartoon about. Do you guys know Mr. Magoo? Do you guys ever watch that? I'm afraid I never heard of that. Too. That's way before your time. Mr. Magoo was a cartoon about an old man who was blind, or really super hard of vision, and so he would drive around and run things over, and it was just, that was the whole show. It was about this guy who could barely see and get into all kinds of crazy incidences. And so Mr. Magoo, when I hear the name Magoo, I think of Mr. Magoo from the cartoon show, and it's hard to imagine, oh, what a pass by Magoo. It just doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Geno Smith, sounds good. Geno Smith with a touchdown throw. Mr. Magoo with it just doesn't quite work. Anyway, so Geno Smith back up for at least one more year at this point. Hopefully, we'll never see him see the field, except maybe to take a knee or something like that. All right, let's keep moving on here. We did talk about it a little bit yesterday on the roundtable, but I want to get your guys' opinion. It seemed like the signing of Pierre Desir didn't exactly move mountains for most of the panel yesterday. Just wanted to see if you guys had any other takes on Pierre Desir. Do you think this guy has a chance of a starting position? Do you think he might make a bigger impact than other people are giving him credit for? What's your guys' take? Let's go to Joshua. Joshua, what do you think about Pierre Desir?
Yeah, I don't really think he can be a starter maybe week 1, but I think possibly with his talent, he could learn the plays more and possibly get a starter or maybe replace someone who got hurt during the season as a starter. Same as the roundtable.
Yeah, nothing to get too excited on. Chef JackAttack, any other thoughts? Pierre Desir?
Not really. To be honest, I don't really know who that is. So, not too big comments on that. If he's a good player, I guess why not?
It's it's a little concerning when you think he was actually on the Seahawks, technically on the practice squad in 2016. I totally forgot about that because how many of us do actually pay attention to the practice squad guys? But if he wasn't even good enough to make the squad. But then again, he was behind the LOB, so relatively speaking, we had kind of a kick butt secondary that he was really, couldn't really break into when you had some of those guys back there. So I guess that's kind of understandable. But this is kind of the second go around, and now he's 4 years older than he was when he was with the Seahawks last time. So,
right.
Nick, what do you think?
He's coming in simply for competition and depth. This is, at no means is he going to be starting week 1. I think he could be a solid guy to maybe come in for week 1 or 2 if one of our starters goes down for a couple weeks. But I do not at all want to see him as a starter, and I hope he is not a starter because that would say a lot, in my opinion, about our cornerback group. So yeah, he'll be good competition and he'll be good depth, but he's not a starter.
Cameron, you want to offer anything different there? Or are we all kind of on the same page here?
Yeah, he's not like. I mean, he has potential. Like, the Colts gave him a 3-year deal in 2019, I think. But I think he's on the downhill, to his career. This reminds me of like the Dante Johnson signing in 2017. I can't remember the contract we gave him, but he never even saw the field because Trey Flowers took over that. I think he was a right corner right away. So.
Yeah, and I look back at last year with we had such high hopes for Quentin Dunbar, right, and all the controversy went through, and then he got through it, and I was like, all right, he's gonna be on the team, and then he never really, he didn't really amount to much. Played injured most of the year, played a few games, but in a couple of those games he did not look like the guy we had signed up for, and then he moves on. So can't be any worse than that, and I think he made a lot more money than Desir did. Rishi, any thoughts on Desir?
It's an okay signing, I guess. I do know with the Jets, he was okay, I guess. He did pretty good, considering, and he got cut like probably around like mid-season or something, I don't know. But he, in that half season in which he was on the Jets, he racked up 3 interceptions. One of them I think was returned for a pick 6, that's good. And like I said, I don't think it's gonna be starting, but I guess it's just gonna be some good depth.
All right, so now we're going to get into some more interesting stuff. I think those are kind of softball, like not real much opinion there, not much debate. We should talk a little bit about the draft. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I figure we should at least address we only have 3 picks. I'm sure they'll manufacture and cleverly come up with a few extras in here. But I want to ask you guys let's put it this way. With the first pick that Seattle has, we don't know what round they're going to do it, because if they trade back, it may not be in the second round. Who knows where they'll actually end up trading into, or will they trade up? I don't know if they can actually make that happen, but let's assume that's going to be second round or later. What do you guys hope to be when they say, with the blah, blah, blah pick, the Seattle Seahawks select, what name, or at least what position, do you want to hear when that happens? Let's go in reverse order here. Let's go to Rishi. We'll start off with you, man. So what are you hoping to see the Seahawks draft? What's the most important position of need? And then when that first name drops.
All right. I was apparently prepared for this because I did a mock draft probably a week or two before this. So I have us selecting an offensive tackle and with our first pick. I think that's definitely our biggest position of need as of now, because we obviously have Dwayne Brown. He's a pretty experienced veteran. He should be good for probably one more year. And Brandon Shell, he's okay, but I don't think he can stay too healthy. So I think we need to draft an offensive tackle. And another reason why I think this is going to be good for the future, because obviously Dwayne Brown's going to retire, so he can start at he can take Dwayne Brown's place if we don't sign another tackle in the 2022 free agency. And hopefully people like Liam Eichenberg and also Jackson Carman are available at whatever pick we do have, whether we trade down or stay where we are. And if I had us, and the mock draft I did, I have us for 56, I have us trading down pretty big. I have us getting I have us ending with 8 picks in the mock draft I did from 3 picks. And I have us also getting picks from next year, good picks from next year. I specifically the first trade I did, I traded down with the Giants, and I got for 56 and 129, 76, 116, and a 2022 Giants 3rd round pick. And then at 76, I traded down again. I traded 76, the pick we got from the Jamal Adams trade. That's for 89, 110, 169, and 257. And I have us selecting Brady Christensen with our first pick. And I used PFN for the mock draft, and he was the best tackle available at that spot in the mock drafts. The other guys I mentioned earlier, they already went. So
And
if
so
actually happens.
you were hell bent on getting it no matter what. That first pick was going to be an offensive tackle in your approach. Okay, interesting. Offensive
I think
tackle.
we need a quarterback.
Did you say corner? You say cornerback, not quarterback. Cornerback. Okay, all right. We'll run with that, Chef JackAttack.
You know, we did just lose, I think, a pretty important piece on defense in a Shaquille Griffin. I was getting mixed up. He was a good quarterback. Again, nothing like great. I don't think he lived up to the potential, but he was a good player. I mean, he was a good player, and I think we do need a quarterback because I don't think we're the best right now for cornerbacks. You know, who knows? Maybe, you know, I saw this, a CZA Smith's video, you know, get a young player, and then, you know, we bring in Cam Chancellor as a coach, help out on the defensive side. So I think we should get a quarterback, in my opinion.
I think a lot of people share that opinion. Definitely a spot of need, having lost two guys in that spot, and right now no real strong number one guy at the cornerback position. DJ Reed probably the front runner right now, and he was pulled off the scrap heap from the 49ers, turned out to be a great player for the Seahawks in 2020. Let's go to Cameron. Cameron, what's your thoughts? Who do the Seahawks, or at least what do they need to draft in their first pick, whatever pick that might be?
Well, I've done about like 20 to 25 mock drafts so far, and so I have like a list of 15 guys that I would love to see the Seahawks take, but there's only one guy, in my opinion, worth trading up for in this entire draft, and that's Caleb Farley. And that's only because there are rumors that he's going to slip to the second round, but I really don't think he will. So the only like three guys that are really worth staying at, in my opinion, are Elijah Moore, Asante Samuel, and Caleb Farley. But other than that, I'm trading down every time. And if I were to trade down to like the third or fourth round, a couple of guys, Tommy Trumbull, a tight end / fullback, he's a really good blocker, and he's pretty good in the receiving game. He's projected third round. And then another guy, there are a couple of guys, David Moore, Trill Williams, Jalen Mayfield, he's a tackle if we wanted to get the left tackle of the future. I think he'll go like third round, but I'm not 100% sure.
So you said those first few names you mentioned, sorry, I didn't catch. What positions were you saying if they don't trade down?
Yeah, so Elijah Moore is a receiver, and then Caleb Farley and Asante Samuel are cornerbacks.
Okay, so they basically have wide receiver and corner as initially if they take in the second round is what you're hoping. Yeah. One of those two positions. Yeah. Okay. Obviously positions of need. There've been a lot of talk about wide receiver 3 and corner. Very popular discussion there. Let's go to up to Joshua. Joshua, who are you taking, or who are you hoping the Seahawks will take in the draft with their first pick?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that I agree with Rishi, and I think they would take an offensive tackle. I think they need the support and as well to show still Russ to so that Russ doesn't leave the team and wants to be traded, especially with the lesser dead cap hit going in 2022.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
I disagree too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree on that one.
Okay. Yeah, draft isn't my forte. But.
Yeah, I just think we need a quarterback. I
do need a cornerback. It's by far our biggest need.
Well, I just think we need a cornerback. We're not really got anything there. I always say this about the offensive line, probably one of the most important positions, on the field actually. But I think we can make it work a little bit. We need a cornerback.
At this point,
we need a cornerback. We can make our offensive line work. Yes, it could be better. Obviously, everything can be better. It's not perfect. Of course, it's not perfect. Our defense isn't perfect, and our offense isn't perfect. But again, I do think we need a cornerback. Our offensive line can make. I think we can make it work. And our defensive, not defensive line, our cornerbacks not very good right now. So. we need a cornerback.
Well, Nick, I got to give you a chance to weigh in your opinion on this. So, Nick, obviously you agree with Chef JackAttack. Are you going to say that the corner is the first position we got to fill there? Make your argument.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, looking at our roster right now, wide receiver 3 is definitely a need, but we can pretty simply fix that in free agency. There's still some solid guys out there that can fit that role. As for offensive line, the only position I really would be willing to spend an early draft pick on is potentially center. Because I think Brandon Shell's a solid tackle, or he is a solid tackle when on the field. I do agree that we do need offensive line depth, because right now I believe we have Cedric, O'Higbee, and some dude that I've never even heard of before. But we can address that. There are still a lot of great guys left in free agency at the tackle position. So yeah, I agree. I think cornerback's our biggest need. Just look at the roster there. DJ Reed, he is, in my opinion, not necessarily a cornerback 1. He's a cornerback 2. Akella Witherspoon, I don't really trust, and Pierre Desir, I said it earlier, I don't trust either. Yeah, cornerback, in my opinion, is definitely by far our biggest need.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys, right? We got bodies in there, but none of them that stand out like, this guy's gonna lead the charge. It's just a lot of okay guys, unless there's something that is gonna surprise us. Kind of like the DJ Reed, right? He turned out to be better than I think anybody expected. Yeah, didn't even think he'd make the team.
I think we can make it work, the offensive line, just right now. I think we can make it work. To be honest with you, our cornerbacks, I don't even know who they are right now. So, I think we need a cornerback. So, we got to get a cornerback. We got to get somebody that.
We got that other guy, too. Speaking of guys who've been around the block, we got, I forgot to mention the other one who we signed, who was, I think, safety, and now he's back to corner about a week and a half ago. Who is it?
Demarius Randall.
Demarius Randall, yeah. Another name we go, yeah, Demarius Randall. Okay, just throw him with the rest of it in that sort of B-level corner, but we don't have any A's
tell you
in
this. If we get a good cornerback number 1, whether it's a free agency signing, whether it's in the draft, whether it's an unknown star, we do have much, much better depth at that cornerback position from last year, so that's one plus. Another thing is I feel like Ethan Posick has kind of gotten overhated. He's by far not the best center in the league. Not even top 10. He played pretty solid throughout the entire season. It was just kind of towards the end, those last 2-3 games where he didn't really show up. So Ethan Posick, he's serviceable, but I would like to upgrade at that position. I wouldn't take it first unless there's a really good guy there like Reed Humphrey.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Ethan Posick actually had a pretty good year, with the exception of that last, like I said, that finish, and particularly that playoff game. We just had some guys who had some really awful last games, unfortunately, for the playoff exit. But we'll see. I'm kind of with you though. I feel like cornerback just seems to be the obvious glaring issue, that we have to address, because we lost two guys who were supposed to be starters, and that's what scares me. I feel like it's so obvious that Seattle's not going to do it. There'll be something completely like, what? We just drafted a what? I thought we needed this. We needed this. I'm going to get something completely.
I would not. We'll probably
not expected.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
I called it last season when I said everyone was like, oh, we got to go edge, and I'm like, no, Seattle's totally taking a linebacker, and I totally would not be surprised if at 56. Well, actually, they'll probably trade down, but if they do take at 56, if they take like a defensive tackle or something, I honestly
wouldn't hate that, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that.
It is another spot of need. Yeah. There's really not a lot of, other than quarterback, maybe tight end, number 1 and 2 receiver, and safety. Those are probably the only positions where you go, we're good there. Everything else, running back. Running back, I'd like to think we're good there. Bringing Chris Carson back, and with we have pretty good depth. Although we found ways to, when you got all this list of guys, we're good at running back. All of a sudden, gone. Next thing you know, it's like, who's this guy? You just never know. But there's not all the other positions. You can kind of go, it's not one on my top of my list, but I could see them in D tackle. Yeah, we could use that. Jaron Reed's not coming back, so we could use another guy there. So, it's. A lot of holes to fill, but I think which one's the biggest hole? We obviously have some different disagreements on that, but we shall see. Less than a week from now, A week from now, we will find out at least what we may not be drafting a week from now, but very soon when the draft kicks off, we'll start seeing what the landscape starts shaping up to be. All right. So I'm going to go to our 2021 predictions, unless there's any other current stuff that we haven't talked about that needs to be discussed. In the chat, you can make some suggestions as well. I see that Rohan, the most calm and neutral 49ers fan that I know, has been in the chat for the first time in like 2 months. It's good to see him back in here. Welcome back, Rohan. But yeah, let's any other. I don't think there's any stones unturned in terms of recent news. I feel like we've covered most of everything that's happened up to this point.
Yeah.
Agreed?
We have, yeah.
All the stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. That's old news.
I have my predictions ready, so.
Okay, all right. I want to get the predictions. So this is how the prediction side of things will go. And I had somebody asking me, are you going to have calls on Discord? Well, now that we got everything working now, I might take a chance and maybe throw it open for some things at the end when we get to that point here. So yeah, let's keep that as an open option for sure. And if you want to join in and ask the panel a question, let me just get that ready here in case they do. There we go. So we got a few people standing by, and we'll take to them a little bit later. So the way the prediction will work is I have a few questions, about 10 questions that I've already pre-planned, and I want to get your guys' take on what you think the answer to those will be in 2021. And if you guys have some other questions of your own, I'm talking to the panel, or you in the chat, or those in the Discord, will take any additional kind of prediction questions. But we'll start with the ones I've got here. And these are pretty staple, kind of the typical things you'd look at as far as a measurement of numbers you expect from certain people. So we'll just start and get into it. All right? You guys ready? So 2021 predictions. So what we're going to do is we're going to write these down. Nick, are you writing these down?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Nick is going to check because he's all over it. He's going to write down everybody's numbers, and we're going to look at this later and go, oh, man, were you? Somebody's going to be like, wow, you nailed that one, or man, you were completely off. Okay, let's start here with, since Russell Wilson's been such the topic in the offseason, we'll start with Russ, and we'll just go around the horn. How many yards, touchdowns, and interceptions will Russell throw for in 2021? Let's just go around the horn, starting with Joshua. Russell Wilson, yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Now, if you need a moment, you could pass and we can go to somebody else, but...
Anywhere, yeah. I'm gonna pass.
You know, you're going to pass. We'll get back to you. Okay, let me work around the horn. Chef JackAttack. I know it's late in New York, and it's probably getting close to bedtime, but can you come up with some numbers here to predict for 2021? What kind of year will Russell Wilson have in 2021?
Well, okay, just first, can someone help me out? How many did he throw last year? I'm looking it up
right now. Okay, I'm pulling it up.
I already looked it up.
4,212 yards.
How many?
4,212 yards. That's a good way to start this off. I'll read the stats from last year. 4,212 yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. What will he do in 2021?
So to make our team better and us to execute better, I think he needs I think those interceptions need to be lowered down a little bit. I think we can't be throwing 13 interceptions. I think we have to bring those interceptions to at least 10. I think we don't need 13 13. I can't even talk right now. I'm so tired. 13 interceptions. Okay, at least 10 interceptions. That's all we can afford. All right, turnovers are big. For touchdown passes, I want him to have a better year. He started off so good last year and just slowed down because guess what? People get tired. That's just what happens with the Seattle Seahawks. People get injured, we get tired. I want him throwing 43 touchdown passes next year. 43 touchdown passes next year.
All right.
How many yards did he have?
40,212 yards last year. How many in 2021? 42.
4,500. Those are my predictions. 4,500.
Wow.
This feels like the Price is Right show. You guys ever watch the Price is Right?
Yeah.
Of course. That's my naming favorite show.
You're trying to figure out the number. You want to go over, but you want to figure out what the magic number is. Okay, so you got that, Nick? 4,500, 42, and 10 is what I got. Okay, so who's ready next? I'll take whoever's ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, Josh is ready. All right, Josh is ready to go. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, so Chef, I think it's too much. I mean, you should. I think you should look back on what happened in previous seasons. For example, his touchdown rate. He scored in the last maybe like 6 seasons, 34, 21, 34, 35, 31, and 40 touchdowns. Last year was more of a passing year, especially because of COVID and there wasn't really any fans. So my prediction, 3,900 yards, 35 touchdowns, and then I think he'll still throw some picks, so 11 interceptions.
Bro, you gotta go big or go home.
Hold on, can I?
Now remember, this isn't what you want to have happen. This is what you think will actually happen. So you gotta think about the Shane Waldron system that's coming in here. The the running game, the new offense is going to be. So it's not what we want. It's what you think. With as much accuracy as possible, what you think is going to happen. So that's fine. We're not going to try to convince somebody that their numbers are wrong, although we can debate that. But you put your numbers on, you stick to it. All right, let's go to Rishi.
Hold on, numbers were
3,900 passing. Is that what you said? Repeat your numbers again, Josh.
Yeah, 3,900 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
Okay. All right. Rishi, let's go to you. Rishi, what's your prediction? Russell Wilson stats. Go.
Okay, so last year he threw 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So let's start with the interceptions. So 2020 he threw 13 interceptions, and then the year before that he threw 5. So in 2021 I'll have the between 13 and 5, the number exactly in between, that's 9. So I have him throwing 9 interceptions. I'll have him throwing probably around 46, 47 touchdowns. We'll go 46. So 46 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Oh, you are going big. Not going.
That is going bigger. That's
okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. So you said 46 touchdowns.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm sorry. The passing yards.
4,600.
4,600. Oh my goodness.
Jeez. Wow. Okay. I thought mine was.
I thought we were. I thought they were going to forget about the Let Russ Cook hashtag. Apparently, is coming back in 2021.
Wow. I mean, that's a big prediction.
Okay. All right, Nick, you got that?
Man.
Okay, let's go. Too big. Since Nick is writing it down, I'll put him last. Cameron, you ready for yours?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So for the last 3 years, last year was kind of an outlier. He's been hovering around 35 touchdowns. So I am going to go with 35 touchdowns. And then I do think he brings the interceptions down a tad. So I'm going to go with the 9 interceptions. And then for yards, 4,134 exactly.
I like it. I like the precision number. No round numbers here. All right, Nick, let's get yours here.
All right, yeah. So I have him throwing 8 interceptions, 37 touchdowns, and around 4.6 yards. 1,000 yards.
Oh, 4,600. You mean 4,600 yards?
Yes, that is.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
How many did I do again?
You did
4,500, I think.
45. How many touchdowns? I did 43.
You're talking about last season? You're talking about last season?
No, this season. No, my predictions. So tied already. Yeah.
Yeah, you said 45, right, Nick?
45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Nick, how many yards? Or sorry, how many touchdowns?
37.
For yours? Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I got to put mine in here as well. So, yards, I'm going to say, Russ's low was 31 in his first year, 31-18. His high was we had a higher year in 2016, 42-19. So between the two, he's going to land somewhere in there. I think they're going to tone it down yardage-wise, but not by much. I'm going to say 39-50 passing yards. Oh. Touchdowns, 40 was his high. I don't think he gets to that. I don't think, we're going to run the ball a little bit more. 21 was the low, 40 was the high. I'm going to say it's going to be 37 touchdowns. And interceptions, Russ is going to control, make sure he protects the ball. He's going to have, his interceptions on the low side, he had 5 last year, or in 2019, had the high this year of 13. Let's split that average right in the middle. I say it's going to be 9 interceptions. Get that below double digits, and he's doing pretty good.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to the next category. Let's talk about the running game. Chris Carson, the guy who I was so excited to see sign back with the Seahawks for at least a couple years. I think this guy is underrated, and his biggest issue is staying on the field. Let's talk about yards and touchdowns. Let's see. Yeah. Is it yards and, well, actually, just focus on yards. I'm not going to worry about touchdowns. How many yards will Chris Carson run for this year? Just for some information, in 2020, well, let's go through it. Let's just go through the total. He 2017, 208 yards. 2018, he had 1151. 2019 at 1230, and last year 681.
81.
So what will Chris Carson do in 2021? Let's start with Chef JackAttack.
All right. It's about staying healthy for this guy. This guy's a good running back. He's a solid running back. It's about staying healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think he can get about 1,300 yards, 1,400 yards. If he can stay healthy. Let me finish here for a second. It's about staying healthy. It's about staying, staying fresh almost, not going 150% each game, which is awesome. But in football, you will hurt yourself if you're going 200% each game, running around like a crazy person. Then, yeah, you're going to probably get hurt. So I think it's always good to at least give it 110%, all right? But
now keep in mind, Chef JackAttack, keep in mind, we're going to have Rashad Penny back, and I think there's going to be definitely a running back by committee, at least the two-headed monster attack.
Rashad Penny's not good. I'm sorry. That was an awful pick. I'm sorry. Okay, you have to agree with me on that one. That was an awful pick. He hasn't played
that was a
one game.
bust.
That was an awful pick.
I didn't like it then. I'm still not thrilled about it now.
Our best pick.
That was not a good pick. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, and I will be asking about Penny as well. So just keep that in mind that we have two running backs to factor into it. But go ahead.
Well,
so you said 1,300 or 1,400 yards.
I would say like 1,400 yards, maybe 1,500 yards if I'm being generous. If he can stay healthy throughout the season.
Okay, let me add a wrinkle. Let me add a wrinkle to it, since it's a big deal for both these guys though, staying healthy. Yardage and number of games they will play. So you said 1,400 yards, right? Pick one. Is it gonna be 13? Is it gonna be 14? Make it a specific
1,400. 1,400 yards.
1,400. And how many games does Chris Carson actually play? The most he ever played was 2019. He played 15 games in 2019, then missed the playoffs, of course. So
now what? We're playing like one more extra game.
We have 17 games now, keeping that in mind.
17 games, all right. So I think he will play 17 games. That's a fantastic question. I would say he plays 15 games, maybe 16. I think I'm going to say 15 games because I bet you he's going to get hurt. Okay, that is just
15 games.
Get hurt, probably.
What was that number again? Is it 1,400? You land on that?
15 games he will play.
15 games and how many yards?
1,400.
1,400. Okay. All right. We got somebody in the chat saying, well, that's way too high. Who said that? That was McCarr. MC Cars. Sheesh, 1,400. That's way too much. All right. Well, we'll find out.
I disagree with that guy.
I think it's the potential. But is the reality and his potential going to actually match up in 2021? Let's go to Joshua. Joshua, Chris Carson.
Yeah.
How many games and how many yards?
Okay. So I think Carson's probably going to get hurt. And he hasn't been anywhere close to 1,400 yards, though he hasn't played 16 games yet. But with the new added game, he's probably going to get hurt. So I would say 1,100 yards, 14 games.
Okay. All right, let's go to Cameron Hughes. Cameron, Chris Carson, number of games and yardage.
He plays in 12 games and runs for 793 yards.
Ooh, that's
Say it one more time.
Wow.
I didn't hear. How many more? Wait, how many yards?
700 and did I say 793?
Yeah, I
think
793.
Ooh, low.
Is low.
Even with the extra game? So
Well, yeah. because I think he
5
misses around
weeks.
5 games.
Interesting.
Okay, Rishi.
All right. So, last year he had 681 yards in 12 games played. So start with the games played. This year I think he'll play 15, 16 games. I say 16. He gets the higher end of that one. So 16 games played. I'll say 1,100 yards. So just above 1,000 yards. I think he's going to probably, if he plays those 16 games, I'd say 1,100 yards. So, yeah.
Okay. Nick LeBeau.
Yes. So, in my opinion, he will play 13 games. Unfortunately, he will get hurt. And he will get around, I'll go 900 yards.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, just can I say one more thing here? The reason why I said 1,400 yards, I just want to make it clear, is he is going to get hurt. Okay, I don't want to be a hater. I actually haven't been too nice to him in the past. All right, I'm not a huge Chris Carson fan. I'm trying to be nice here, trying to be generous. All right, if he stays healthy, he can definitely get 1,400 yards. But at the end of the day, he will probably not. But I'm sticking with my 1,400 yards.
Okay. It's all about the health. That's all about the health.
Yes,
so,
it's 100% about the health.
I'm hoping it'll be more than this, but I'm optimistic that he will play 15 games out of 17. He'll miss a couple, and then he will rush just over 1,000 yards. He'll get 1,050 yards. Because I do think, while I don't really love the pick, never have, I think Rashad Penny will actually have a pretty productive year this year. So he'll take carries and some yards away. 15 and 1,050. Okay, so let's go to the other running back that we're just talking about. Let's talk about Rashad Penny. How many games will he play, and how many yards will he get?
Zero.
Let's start with Joshua.
Can you read me the stats?
Oh, yes. Yes.
He didn't play last year.
He didn't play at all last year, but if we want to go back to something, we have to go to the year before, which he only had not even a full season to talk about that. So Rashad Penny's stats.
What was his average?
Yeah, Rashad Penny, let's see. In 2018, he played 14 games for 419 yards. 2019, he played 10 games and had 370 yards. And then, last year was...
What was his average yards per carry?
Average in 2018 was 4.9 yards per carry. In 2019, 5.7 yards per carry.
Give him more carries.
Wait, so just how many yards,
It's not a bad average.
Right?
He's got a pretty good average when you look at the average. But he also did it with a couple of big runs.
7.9.
Rashad Penny did have a couple of big runs that sort of skewed that yards per average. So we're not talking about big numbers here. 85 and 65, if we look at the first 2 years, 370, 419 yards. So let's run with that. Joshua, back to you.
Yeah, so I think he'll probably I don't think he'll get hurt. He has a less likely chance than Chris Carson. So I think he'll run, 750 yards. And then do I say how many games?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Don't know.
750 yards. I think he'll have a decent season, but still, he's a bust.
And how many games?
How many games, Joshua?
16.
16, all right.
16 games, okay.
What happened to Alex Collins? I would like to see him play more than Rashad Penny.
Alex Collins.
He's still there. I think didn't they sign him?
They re-signed him.
I know he looked pretty good for the couple of touches that he did get.
Collins some carries.
Chef JackAttack, Rashad Penny, number of games and number of yards.
I'm gonna be brutally honest here. Those stats the stats you guys just read me just shows how he's not very good. I mean, that's just. He's not very good, guys. Okay, he's not a good player. All right, he's okay maybe if he's playing. He's not very good. All right, let's just be honest here. It's not a good pick.
He's 5 yards a carry in the last 2 years he's played.
And how many carries has he gotten?
Give him more carries.
Yeah,
They're not using him.
I want more carries.
Okay, I understand, but I can't name one thing that this dude that's done is like a really good. Like, I mean, let's just
used him right. They love to run him up at the middle. And
okay, ready? So I'm just gonna say this then. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's how they're using him, sadly. Okay, and this is how he's playing on our team. This is how they're using him. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yes, I think we can be using.
Well, they're changing schemes.
Jack, that is like Jack.
But I'm just saying this is
he
how
hasn't played last season. We don't really know.
No, he is not. Okay, can I say our predictions first, and then we can get into this big argument.
Yeah. Prediction, and then we can debate.
I'm getting tired here, so I might lose the argument here. So I gotta make sure I bring my A game.
I think you're getting cranky. Go ahead.
So okay. So what were those stats? Just tell me one more. He get what, like 600?
In 2018, he had 85 rushes, 419 yards, played 14 games. In 2019, he played 10 games, had 370 yards on 65 carries.
So, it's about health. He didn't play last year, I don't think. He got hurt. So, all right, now that I'm thinking about it, all right. So, I'll say that he plays 8 games this season.
Whoa.
Yep, well, and he'll get 290 yards.
Jeez.
And again, right? I'm not a big fan of him, but that's especially if he gets hurt, which he might. And Cameron, who's just said it, they're not using him right. So yeah, I think he's not going to be very good. I'm just saying.
When he got hurt in that, I believe it was against the Rams, wasn't it? In 2019, he was starting to get going, and it was unfortunate the timing of that injury.
Yeah.
But that being said, he did get injured, and we did lose him for all that chunk of time. So let's see. Let's go to Cameron Hughes.
Rashad Penny, they did not use Rashad Penny in the right way at all. Pete loved to run him up the middle for some odd reason, and when they did run him, give him these outside handoffs, you saw all the huge, in his rookie year against the Rams, I think he had a long touchdown run, and he had 2 really good, they were all outside runs. He had 2 really good runs. And I think he's going to be, if he stays healthy, which I think he will, he's going to play a full 17 games. And I think he's going to become Shane Waldron's favorite running back because Chris Carson does not have that speed to run his system, to run plays outside. So Rashad Penny is going to become his favorite. Now, this is if he fully recovers from his injury. If he does lose a step, obviously not. But I'm assuming he's going to be up to full speed. And he's going to become, especially with Carson being injured, he's going to run for 932 yards in a full 17 games.
Well, Cameron, I actually, what you said there is pretty good. That he might turn into into one of their favorite running backs or their favorite running back. He's fast. He could be faster than Chris Carson. If he stays healthy, he might be actually a pretty good running back, but he really isn't. He doesn't stay healthy. And this is my opinion here. I don't think he will be able to stay healthy. I haven't seen enough to see if he can stay healthy. I just don't think he can stay healthy. I mean, from what
I've seen, college, he had one of the cleanest. What?
That's fine. That's college. We're in the NFL now, and he's.
But he had one freak injury.
Yeah, but
you just had the ACL tear, and then.
Okay, so you said that he played in 2019. How many games did he play?
10 games.
10
games, and how many yards did he get?
370.
370.
He was the second. He was the second.
I know, but still,
Chris
10
Carson
games,
played
370. That's not very good. And again, yes, Seattle is not using them right, and I'm gonna admit, I'm gonna be honest, that's the truth. They're not using them right. I'm not.
Yeah, but they now have Shane Waldron.
Yeah. Okay.
If they have a different scheme, they're probably gonna use Penny more.
A different scheme, or they just might not use him at all. I'm just saying,
I mean,
they're going to use him. They're going to use him, but they're not going to. They're not going to. Chris Carson's going to get his time, his breaks. He will get injured, and Penny's going to be the next guy up. So he's definitely going to get. It's a question of how many.
But he will get probably hurt, and that'll be Alex Collins. We got Alex Collins back though, right? We did.
All right,
good. Because I like Alex Collins actually a lot. Yeah.
About the injury thing with Penny, he coming out of college, he had like one of the cleanest medical records the Seahawks have ever seen at running back, and he had that one freak accident against the Rams, and like anyone can come down with an ACL tear, literally anyone.
Yeah,
So
I know.
it's-
But so
Other
what?
than that, he is not. I mean, he's not injury prone.
Injury prone. I mean, 10 games though, 70 yards, not very good. I know he's a secondary running back, but that's just still doesn't that just doesn't look so good. I'm sorry. That's not.
I mean,
that's not
we
a
also
lot.
had Mike. We had the best running. We were the best running team in football. We had Mike Davis also. I don't remember what his stats were, but I think he had around 300, 400 yards. I mean, if Rashad Penny got Mike Davis's snaps, then you're looking at 700, 800 yards. So
Okay. I mean, but also we'll see what happens this season. All right, this whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
So real
We'll
quick, I
find out.
got to break in here because Anthony D, loyal supporter of my channel, just dropped a $50 super chat, dude. I appreciate the support,
Wow.
but man, make sure you save your money, man, because I don't want you to, you got to save it for a rainy day. But I appreciate the support. Anthony D says, "Hey Norb, been a while. To answer your question about my movie script, still working on it, making some progress, but still a long way to go. Yeah, I know how that is. Hoping to get it done around the summer. We'll send the first hour to you later. Go Hawks. P.S. Hope I come to Seattle for my birthday. Yes, I hope you're able to make it." Too, and I definitely will meet up with you if you make it to the west side of the state. So good luck with writing the script, man. I know it's a big labor of love, but I'm looking forward to reading the next draft. So thank you, Anthony. Jeez, man, thank you for the chat. Appreciate it, bro. All right, let's keep we could talk about Rashad Penny all day, but we got other fish to fry here. Yeah. So let's get to Rishi. Rishi, you haven't reined in or spoken here in regards to Rashad Penny. What do you got?
All right, so I think Rashad Penny, he's a decent running back behind Chris Carson. I think he can get probably around 300, 400 yards this year in 2021 if he can stay healthy. But if he does get, like Cameron said, if he does get the carries that like Mike Davis got back in 2018, I think it was, then I could see him getting maybe like 600, 700 yards around that range. So I think he can play probably. If he stays healthy, I think he'll play the same amount of games Carson plays, so 16. If he doesn't stay healthy, I'd probably say like 13 or 12 or 13 games played. So that's all I have to say.
I got you down for 16 games, 400 yards. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to Nick.
Yeah, I think that he is going to actually have a good season. I agree with Cameron. I think Waldron's going to use him. I think he's going to play 16 games in which he will get 635 yards.
All right. That's very similar to what I got. So here's what I figured. I think he's going to play 15 games. He'll be like Carson's going to miss a couple in there, but he'll be able to play the whole season, be available when playoff time comes. I'm estimating about eight carries per game because Chris Carson will still get the workload, so you'll get about 8 carries. So based on the math, 15 times 8 times about, if he keeps that 5 yards per carry average, that comes out to exactly 600 yards. So 15 games, 600 yards for Rashad Penny. Nick, you and I are lockstep pretty much on that one. So, okay, let's move on to the next one because we do have trivia to get to, and I want to get through these things here, so we'll try to keep it moving. Next one is wide receiver, DK Metcalf. How many yards and how many receiving touchdowns will DK get? Let's pull up his numbers here and see what he had the last 2 seasons as we break this down. So DK Metcalf, in his 2 seasons, played all 16 games, obviously. In his first year, he had 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. And in last year, where he had one of the records, along with Tyler Lockett, he had 1,303 yards and 10 touchdowns. So, what will he do in 2021? 907, 1,303, and 10. Where does he go from there? Joshua, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I don't think he'll be able to match his stats from last season because of the conditions, but I think he'll stay close to that. So 1,112 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Now, keep this in mind, guys. Keep this in mind. He should have had way more than that. He should have had at least 1 or 2 touchdowns. Actually, I know 2 touchdowns he should have had. And he should have had another long one that if he didn't, sort of lollygag it into the end zone, he probably had another 50 yards in the touchdown right there. So these numbers to me are actually a little skewed low because he should have had more. That said, things even out for a reason. But Chef JackAttack, you got that? You got the numbers right there, Nick.
Wait,
for
Josh, how many
Joshua?
touchdowns?
8 touchdowns and 1,112 yards.
Okay. Cool. Let's go to Chef. Chef's JackAttack seems to have the same. She said, I'm with you. What do you got?
I think we should be using a little bit more Tyler Lockett than we should DK Metcalf, because DK Metcalf is our second best receiver on the team. Tyler Lockett is our best receiver on the team by far. It's not even a question.
We'll get to him. So, but we're talking about DK right now.
That's why I think we should be using more Tyler Lockett. Now for DK, I think we have 1,200 yards. All right, and in terms of games, I mean, he seems to be staying healthy. I'll say he plays 16 games. So I got 1,200 yards, 16 games, and he will get 9 touchdowns.
Okay. Let's go to, let's go around the horn. Rishi, you're up.
All right. So for yards, I'd say like 1,200. And then touchdowns, I'll go with 9 touchdowns, so 1 less than 2020. And then I'd say he plays all 17 games. I think he stays healthy. He seems to be pretty healthy. And, I think he plays all 17 games, gets 1,200 yards, and then touchdowns.
All right. Cameron Hughes.
I think both DK and Tyler are pretty much, well, not Tyler so much, but I think DK Metcalf's due for an injury. I think he only plays 14 or 15 games. I'm going to say 15. But I still think he exceeds his stats next year. I think he's going to just absolutely dominate next year. If he just cleans up those stupid little mistakes, like dropping the ball a yard away from the end zone or just these drops. I mean, I'm going to say 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns.
Okay, got that, Nick?
Wow. That's big.
That's something.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of have in the same area. I have him getting 1,400 yards like Cameron, and I actually have him getting 13 touchdowns, so a bit less than Cameron.
All right, so I'm going to be somewhere in the middle there, but I think he's going to continue his momentum moving forward. I think he's going to be motivated by the extension that Lockett got, and thinking, okay, I gotta keep showing up because obviously Lockett's the man right now, contractually speaking. I say DK gets 11 touchdowns. He plays all 17 games, and he gets 1,380 yards. So a little bit more added to what he did last year. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Tyler Lockett, touchdowns and yards. Let's just work it the opposite direction this time. What the heck? Let's just go with Nick. Let's start with you.
Sorry, just got to add that to the thing.
What was his stats last year, Tyler Lockett?
All right, Tyler Lockett.
Oh, stats. That's right. Then pull him up.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler Lockett. He's had a lengthy career for Seattle. Let me pull up his numbers here. So we'll go touchdowns and yards touchdowns. So in 2015, his first year, he had 664 yards, 6 touchdowns. 2016, he had 597, 1 touchdown. 2017, 555 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2018, 965 yards, 10 touchdowns. 2019, 1,057 yards, 8 touchdowns, and last year, 1,054 yards and 10 touchdowns. His tying his career high of touchdowns in the season, and actually he had more yards in 2019 where he had 1,057. 1,054 last year and 10 touchdowns.
How many touchdowns? 10 touchdowns
10
last
touchdowns.
season?
Yep, 1054.
All right, I'm going to go with
touchdowns.
while I think he'll be our number one receiver and kind of our primary receiver, I don't think he'll be the touchdown machine. I think that kind of goes to Metcalf. So I'm going to put him at 8 touchdowns for this season, and I'm going to go around, I'll go 1,300 yards.
Okay.
Can you just explain the stats just one more time, please?
For last year?
Yeah.
Last year, Tyler Lockett had 1,054 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns, okay. I think...
Okay, Chef, go ahead, Chef.
No, you have to call somebody else. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, well, we're reverse horning it here. So Cameron Hughes.
I think he's gonna actually take a step back. I think he's gonna go for 900 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Oh, it is a step back. Okay. Rishi, how about you?
I think I'll go for 1,100 yards, so a little bit of an improvement from last year. And I do have him getting 1 less touchdown, so 9 touchdowns.
Okay, Chef JackAttack, your turn.
I think he's getting more than DK. I'm getting 1,300 yards with 11 touchdowns, and he's going to be playing the full season.
Nice. Joshua.
Yeah, so it's hard to predict because I picked Metcalf to go 8 touchdowns. So I'm going to go 1,116 yards with 11 touchdowns.
Okay. Nick, are you getting all this?
Yep.
Yeah, you're so on it, man. All right, I'm going to say he's going to take a tiny, teeny step back, but he's still going to be pretty up there. He's going to get 9 touchdowns, 1,030 receiving yards. So just a teeny micro step back, but still enough to have an impressive season. Okay.
How many touchdowns, Norb?
9 touchdowns, 1,030 yards. Okay, let's go to the defense side of the ball. Who will be the sack leader, and how many sacks will they be? That's a tricky one because last year, wasn't it Jamal Adams who was the sack leader?
Yeah.
How many did he have?
Yeah.
Was it how many did he have last year?
Last year.
Almost double digits, wasn't it?
Yep. 1 half sack away.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just pull that up to get that official. 2020, Jamal Adams. That's not assuming he's going to be the one again. 9.5 sacks. This year we got a lot of different guys, to consider now. Carlos Dunlap with a full season to play this time. We've got Kerry Hyder coming in for the Niners. So you got to kind of go on a limb here to sort of see. I'll pull up whatever numbers you want to see of a certain player if you want it. But let's go reverse order now. So Joshua, I'm going to put the pressure on you to start this one off. Who is going to be the sack leader and how many will he get?
Yeah, so there's a lot of new defensive players. Too many for my brain to handle. So I'm picking between Dunlap and Adams, and I'm going to pick Dunlap with 8.5 sacks.
Okay. Carlos Dunlap, just FYI, you might put your number in there, but Carlos Dunlap, let's see. Let's see, how many sacks has he had? 9, let's see, he's been playing for over 10 years. 9.5 sacks for his first year, 4.5, 6, 7.5, 8, 13.5, 8, 7.5, 8, 9, and then split time with Seattle. He got 6 total for last year. So this guy's been productive, never had less than 4.5 sacks is his lowest sack total.
Wow.
High of 13.5. You got to like that. So, all right. So with that said,
Consistent, yeah.
we can look at anybody you want, but let's go Chef JackAttack.
I like Jamal Adams so much, but I don't think our safety should be getting the most sacks on the team. I think it has to be a defensive line. Go Carlos Dunlap with 9 sacks.
Okay. All right. Rishi, you're next.
All right. So last year in the half season he played, like when we traded for him at the deadline, he got 5 sacks, I believe, in the 8 games he played, 6 of which he started. So I say this year he doubles that exactly. I say he gets 10 sacks in a full season if he can stay healthy. And if he goes out for a couple of games, then I'd say probably like 8.5 or 9 sacks. And I'd say he's your leading sack leader.
All right.
Okay. All right. Cameron Hughes.
So with all the pass rush additions this year, I hope they don't blitz Jamal Adams that much this year. If I really hope they just put him back in coverage, not like deep safety, but like in the box, and it'll probably force him into, and it'll either force him to improve his coverage, or he's just going to fall flat on his face. And I don't think he's going to do that. So I think he's going to be really good in coverage this year. But one guy I think is really going to break out this year. I think the only person that is as higher than him than the Seahawks, like Pete Carroll and John Schneider, is me, and that is Darrell Taylor. He's going to lead us in sacks with 9. I think he's going to be really, really good.
Taking the outside bet. The dark horse. We haven't seen him yet. And he's taken him to get Darrell. Is it Darrell or Darrell? I've heard it both ways. Darrell Taylor or Darrell Taylor?
I'm actually not sure.
I've heard it Darrell. I'm going to go with Darrell. Darrell Taylor. 9 sacks for the leader, coming out, being the man that everybody hoped he would be last year. I like it. Let's go with, so Nick, your turn.
Yeah, so I have, as much as I like Darrell Taylor too, I think he will have a great year this year. I don't think he'll necessarily lead us, and Cameron, I hope the Seahawks use Jamal as more of a box safety rather than basically an edge. I'm going to have Carlos Dunlap leading the team in sacks with 11.5. You know, he came in kind of mid-season, and now we'll get a full off-season with us and a full season. So, yeah, 11.5.
All right. I guess we're all high on Carlos Dunlap, and I have to say I'm with that trend. I say Dunlap is the leader. It's not Jamal Adams. I think Jamal Adams hopefully they will not be doing that because they won't have to, because Carlos Dunlap's going to get 9.5 sacks. And he will be the sack leader, and a bunch of other guys right behind him. Kerry Hyder, Jamal will get a few as well, but and Darrell Taylor will get a handful. And hopefully some other guys too. Rasheem Green, he was the leader 2 years ago. We didn't hear anything from him. I'm hoping he'll step up.
I think he's going to get cut. Think
so?
Yeah, I don't think there's any room. Well, no, I forgot. If Aldon Smith is on the team, then I think he gets cut. But if he's not, but I don't think he'll get cut.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be talking about Aldon Smith unless it's about off the field stuff.
Jail.
Yeah, we'll see. Yep. All right. So moving on, we're almost to the end here. Let's go to staying on the defensive side of the ball. Interceptions. Who gets the most interceptions and how many? And we don't even know. There could be a guy not on the team yet who could be doing that. So this is very speculative here. We'll reverse order it again. So Nick LeBeau, who is the interception leader and how many?
I have our ball hawk free safety, Quandre Diggs. Or actually, could you read me his stat line?
I sure would love to do that.
Or the interception stat line in general.
Quandre Diggs. I don't know how far back you want to go, but in terms of interceptions, let me see here. Quandre Diggs in Detroit, no interceptions his first 2 years. Then in 2017 he had 3, 18 he had 3, 19 he had 3, and that was with Seattle. And then last year he had 5. So he's been on the upswing. Started with 0, was stuck at 3.
I think he's going to continue on that upswing. I'm going to say 6.
All right, 6 interceptions for Quandre Diggs. Let's go to Cameron Hughes. Cameron.
Yeah, interceptions are so random. I think Quandre Diggs is only like this consistent. Like we don't even know who's going to start at corner. You can pencil in 0 interceptions for Jamal Adams every year, and then I don't really see any of other than Jordan Brooks. I don't really see any linebackers, so I guess I kind of have to go with Quandre Diggs because that's like the really only sure thing out there. I think I'm going to give him 4 interceptions.
Okay, Rishi.
Okay, and I also think Quandre Diggs will lead our team in interceptions, and I say he also gets 6 interceptions.
All right. Quandre Diggs, the unanimous favorite so far. Chef JackAttack, do you have something different for us? Or are you going to follow with that same logic?
The thing with Jamal Adams is he's not the best in pass coverage. He's more of a guy who likes to sack people, tackle people. But I'm going to have Jamal Adams with the most interceptions because I like to be different. He's going to be getting 5 interceptions.
Wow, bold prediction.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at. Let's take a look real quick at Jamal Adams.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Jamal Adams.
And let's see what his interception history has been. 2017 is his first year in the league. No interceptions. 2018 he had 1. 2019 he had 1, and he had none last year. So he's had 2 career interceptions in 4 years.
Even Vince Wilfork had more than
Okay.
Hey, but you want to be different. You're going out on a
Although
limb.
in his defense, when you're on the Jets, teams usually aren't throwing deep because they usually aren't down.
Yeah. True.
So I mean, you can give him that.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember he missed one really bad against the Jets last year.
Yeah, he's got really bad hands.
He has bad hands, but hey, if he's had opportunities and if he capitalizes on them, he'll have the most interceptions on the team for sure.
I can see it.
Still pretty amazing.
Especially
He didn't have any with
coverage more.
Seattle last year. He should have had at least one in that playoff game yesterday.
Yeah.
Like quarterback with a bad thumb throwing a duck out there. Anyway, but he was injured. But
in that Jets game, Sam Darnold threw one right to him, and he just bounced off his
Yeah. Like off his knee or whatever.
But hey, I'm with you, Chef Jack. I'd love to see it happen. Would you say 4 interceptions for Jamal Adams? Is that what you said?
I think I said 5. But
5. Wow.
Yeah.
So he's going to more than double his entire interception total in 1 year.
Wow.
Hey, you never know. It's the way the ball bounces. They come in bunches. All that stuff. Joshua, how about you? Who is the interception leader? How many?
Yeah. Again, interceptions are random, so it could really be anybody. But I'm going to pick Jamal Adams with 3 interceptions.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
Joining the Adams train.
Adams family. All right. So I guess it's just me now, right? I'm going to say a name that none of you guys have mentioned yet here. But I'm high on this guy, DJ Reed. Now, I know he only had 2 picks last year. But I think if he ends up being the starting corner, I think he could do it. Now, I don't know what they're going to do moves-wise, if they're going to draft somebody. But I think right now, DJ Reed, to me, is the best corner we have on the team. And I think if he starts and he's the guy from the beginning, I think he can double that. So I'm going to say DJ Reed with 4 interceptions.
All right.
Now we're going to move into more general questions here and work our way out. We're down to the last couple unless anyone else comes up with some other questions before we go into trivia. So, how does the NFC West finish at the end of 2021?
Wow.
Let's go to Joshua. What is the final standings in 2021, and who hoists the NFC West banner? You're up, Joshua. No pressure.
Yeah. It could really go any way, especially like with the injuries. But I'm gonna go. This is really tough. Seattle, Arizona, San Francisco, and then I think Matthew Stafford doesn't work out with the Rams.
Wow, puts Arizona second. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, that's a bold prediction right
Yep.
there.
Stafford is a bust, apparently. The Rams, the Niners with that high pick, apparently he doesn't do much with that. All right, well, we'll roll with it. Let's go to Chef JackAttack. 49ers, the standings in 2021.
Disagree. I think I'm going to disagree on Joshua with you.
Yeah, I mean it's bold predictions
It's a bold
anyway.
prediction.
That's what this show's for.
Yeah, that's what basically I've been doing. I've been doing all bold predictions. A lot of people disagree with me. I mean, hey. So I'm thinking the 4th place, I have Cardinals. I'm sorry, Joshua. I think the Cardinals are 4th place. 3rd, hold on. Yeah, 3rd, I have the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Seahawks 3rd. 2nd, 49ers. 1st, the LA Rams.
Dang, you put Seattle 3rd. Oh,
yeah, we're not. Because think about it.
My surprise is Rams going number 1.
I just think of it this way, though. Every time we play the Rams are always in control, really. I mean, even if we beat them, it's always barely, and I just feel like they're always in control. And they can beat us with Jared Goff. Yes, they have lost defensive players this offseason, but if they can beat us with Jared Goff, I think they can beat us with Matthew Stafford. Yes, it's going to be different for Matthew Stafford, but I still think he can do it. And for the 49ers, when Jimmy Garoppolo is playing, they usually win. I know he's not the best quarterback of all time. I know he's not that great, but every time he's playing, they're probably going to win, and that has to say something. And honestly, Seahawks are just not as good as the Rams. Your record does not show how good a team really is. Some schedules are easy, some are harder, and does not show how good a team really is. The Rams are a way better team than the Seahawks. Not way better. They're a better team. Not way, but they are a better team. So is the 49ers. They're a better team. At 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy and playing. They're the number one. But for now, on like what I've seen for the last couple of years, Rams are the best. And I think Cardinals is a great division, probably the best in the league. And this division's awesome. I think Cardinals, they can even be third or second. But I have them at fourth, so yeah.
Wow, okay. MC Carr in the chat says, Jack is keeping it real. I like it. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like the sound of third place. Third place
Don't
kinda
like
sucks.
that, though.
Rishi, let's get your take. NFC West standings at the end of 2021. Go.
All right, I'll start at the bottom. So last place I got Cardinals. Yeah, I'm pretty self-explanatory. Then third place, I actually have second place, third place, I actually have a tie between the Niners and the Rams. I have a tie between Niners and the Rams for second, third place. I think they both finish 11-6. I think the Cards finished 10-7. So first, I do have Seahawks at 12-5. Although I could see the Seahawks finishing 11-6. I could see the Niners or Rams winning the division if the Seahawks do not. But yeah, I think the Seahawks win the division back to back.
Yeah, that's more like it. Forget keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live in fantasy land. Cameron Hughes, what do you got? Count it from fourth to first.
So in fourth place, we got the Cardinals at 5-12. Boo. And then third place, I got the Rams at 7-10. Like, I don't really think they're good. They're too busy worrying about where they're going to make draft picks. And then I think it comes down to the Seahawks and 49ers. I have us both going 11-6. But I'm just going to give the reason I think it's like I'm not giving all the teams like winning records. Like, I think it's going to be a very competitive division. I don't think it's going to be the best division. So like the 5-12 Cardinals are probably going to beat the 11-6 Seahawks. Like, I don't think any of these teams are going to have a winning record in the division. So, and I think the Seahawks defense is, the pass rush makes the secondary look really good. So I think, the Seahawks and 49ers have top 5 pass rushes when healthy. But I'm just going to give the Seahawks the tiebreaker just because.
Okay. All right.
So Seattle
Nick?
at first?
Yeah. Okay. Well, broken down. Nick?
Rishi, one clarifying question. Who did you have at second? Was it the Niners or Rams?
I think, the Niners at second.
Okay.
Okay, Nick, so that's back to you.
All right. I agree with Cameron. I think it's going to be very competitive, but not necessarily the best division. We'll start off with fourth. Sorry to all you AZ fans out there. I have Arizona at fourth. I do not believe in Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach.
Yeah.
I think they'll be solid, but I do not think they'll get it done. And now here's where it gets interesting. I have first, second, and third all being within like 2 games of each other. Third, this was tough, but I'm going to put the 49ers. Now, the 49ers are a great team. They have a great roster, but they are coming off injury, and they do kind of have a QB dilemma. Jimmy G kind of coming off injury, / somewhat being benched, and then who knows if they have a rookie quarterback in here and how they'll play. So I'm going to put San Francisco at third for now. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You have the LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. I think it's going to come down to how it did last season, where we have the NFC West Championship. I hate to say it, but right now I think the Rams have a better team than Seattle. I'm putting LA at number 1 and Seattle at a very close number 2. I do think they will make – I think all 3 of the teams will make the wild card this season.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are better than the Seahawks, but I agree with the first. I think the Rams are a better team.
I agree. I think the Niners have a better roster than. Well, I think the Seahawks have a more complete offense than the Niners, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the
you
Niners'
just get a
defense,
third wide
when
receiver,
healthy,
yeah.
is super dominant.
Their defensive line is very good, and Nick Bosa is such a beast. And
But
their
they are
corners,
losing
linebacker.
so.
Yeah.
All right, Norb.
I'm just
All
gonna
right.
throw it out there. My computer's
go ahead,
probably gonna
Chef.
die next 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Oh, you have what, 20, 25 minutes before you got to take off?
Yeah, because I think my computer is about to die soon, like in 20, 25
Well, we'll plug it in, man.
Yeah, I don't really have a.
You're going to let a lack of an outlet end your participation in the show? Come on now. Okay, all right. Well, we are getting close to the end here anyway. So my prediction on the NFC West is, well, first of all, okay, I'll break it down. Starting at fourth place. I'm with a lot of you guys putting Cardinals at the bottom.
Wow.
I don't believe in them. But the bottom is not that far. I would agree that I think the bottom and the top is going to be closer, where it's not like some extreme drop off. It's going to be a tight 4-3-2-1. Third place. Okay, so here's the thing. I agree with you guys that I think pound for pound roster, if you put roster checks, that the Rams and the Niners pound for pound have a better roster, at least defensively, than the Seahawks do. I think the Seahawks have a better, arguably a lot of the position players on the Seahawks offense are better. But I think what puts us over the edge, where if I was just looking at roster, I'd say, yeah, the Rams, Niners, they might be have the edge on us. But I do have a strong faith in that with the new system with Shane Waldron. He's going to come in here, and I think that is going to tip the scales in our favor. Minimize the turnovers. We're going to maximize our ball control. Russell Wilson is going to be more efficient.
So.
We're going to be running the ball more balanced. I have this feeling it's going to be like, whoa, where has this been all our lives? And so that is going to be the difference between what makes up for a weaker roster overall. We're going to be so good on offense and so efficient that's what's going to make us what I've been so jealous of watching these offenses of the Rams and the Niners for the past few years, and the way that they run things. I feel like that's going to put us over the top, not by much, but just a little bit. So I've got the Niners in third place, Rams barely ahead of them, and Seattle just barely ahead of the Rams. So we're talking a super tight margin again from less than a game between first to third between each of those slots. So Cardinals, Niners, Rams, Seahawks. But I must say this isn't official until I put out my music prediction music video at the start of the season, because that is when I officially stamp it. This is just my sort of, I just throw it out there, too early to say, but I got to come up with something. So, all right, final question is, who will win the Super Bowl in 2021? Who's in it and who wins it?
Oh, Rishi's gone.
Oh, what happened to Rishi? Oh, wait. There he is. Okay, he's back.
Oh, I think he just turned off his video.
Okay, all right. So I don't know if you heard that, Rishi. So final question is, who's in the Super Bowl 56 in 2021, and who wins it? Let's go, what do you do? Around the horn? Reverse.
Yeah, so I'm...
I'll go ahead. Joshua, you go ahead and start.
Okay, yeah. So in the AFC, pretty obvious, I'm going to pick the Buccaneers. All 22 of their Super Bowl starters are still on the team. NFC, it's kind of hard with a bunch of teams in the mix. So I'm going to pick the Packers. So, and then I'm going to pick...
Wait, I'm confused. You said AFC, and then you said the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are... AFC.
Yeah, shoot. I forgot. My bad.
Okay. I'm like, wait a second. What happened? Did the teams change divisions?
My bad.
That's
Tom
okay.
Tom Brady, the move was, Anyway, okay, so NFC Buccaneers. AFC, I'm going to pick, this is tough. I'm just going to pick the Steelers. I really had no clue, but...
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steelers. Okay.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's fans out there going, somebody believes in us.
They went perfect, so...
For a while.
Yeah.
Until the wheels fell off.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and then Buccaneers repeating.
I got a bold statement for my AFC.
Actually, I'm going to change that. Now I remember. Buccaneers, Bills. With Buccaneers win.
Oh, okay. That feels more like in the realm of reality. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay. All right. So allowed the amendment there. All right, Chef JackAttack.
Yep.
Thank you for mentioning the Bills. I think Kansas City Chiefs just might slow down now. I mean, it happens. Teams are unbelievable.
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, sometimes, it slows down. Patrick Mahomes gets flustered along with Tyreek Hill and stuff like that. But I'm going to pick the Bills. That is a New York team. It's upstate New York. Okay, that is part of the New York state. Even though I'm in Queens right now, it's a little bit far. It's a good maybe where Buffalo is. It's a good 6-7 hour drive from here. It is a New York team. I got to root for New York. For the AFC, I'm going the Bills for AFC. Then Tampa or sadly the Packers. I hate Aaron Rodgers, but either the Packers or Buccaneers. But I'll go Buccaneers Bills. And it's pretty obvious that probably the Buccaneers would win, but I'm gonna root for the Bills because. Let's go New York. I'm rooting Bills to win the Super Bowl next year.
Bills, okay.
Bills are winning.
Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia and all their vaccinated fans, because only vaccinated fans will be allowed to watch their games, will be watching a team make it to the Super Bowl, according to Chef JackAttack. All right, let's go to Rishi with his Super Bowl teams and the winner. Not Rishi, you there?
Okay, sorry about that. So obviously I'm hoping the Seahawks make the Super Bowl for one thing because they're the team I root for. But if they don't make the Super Bowl, I think I'm gonna go with the Packers in the Super Bowl as much as I hate them, and the Bills. I do think State Farm Super Bowl won't happen in 2021 either, unfortunately.
No.
But it could have been the Super Bowl matchup in 2020 if the losing teams in both conference championships won. And I think I'll happen in 2021 if the Seahawks don't make it.
And who's winning?
And I think I'm hoping the Bills win it just because in the 90s they lost 4 Super Bowls and I kind of feel bad for them for that reason. And also I kind of loathe the Packers, probably the teams I hate most. So yeah, I'm going the Bills if the Seahawks don't make the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Don't like to hear it, but let's see what Cameron has to say. Cameron.
So I've got 6 teams in each conference that I kind of like, but I think in the NFC, it comes down to 2 teams. I think it comes down to the Seahawks and the Niners or Packers. But in this case, I'm gonna say although the football team is a sleeper team, I think if they get a really good quarterback in a draft or something, I think they can make a really deep playoff run. But I'm going to say the Seahawks and the Niners. I know that the popular thing this time of year is to pick the reigning Super Bowl champ to repeat, but I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they had a really lucky season last year. They were the healthiest team in the league. There's no way they're going to go 2 years as the healthiest team in the NFL. I really think last year was just a fluke year. But I have the Packers and Browns meeting in the Super Bowl next year.
Browns.
Wow.
What's the insurance company that Baker Mayfield does his commercials?
Progressive.
It's Progressive, right? So it'll be a Progressive Bowl instead of the State Farm Bowl.
Cameron, who did you say that's not even making the playoffs?
Buccaneers.
Huh?
Who's not making the playoffs?
Yeah.
You said who's not making the playoffs?
Bucks.
Wait, you're saying the Buccaneers are not making the playoffs? That is a That's a
bold prediction.
I'm gonna add to that in a second, but Nick, I'm gonna have you go first because I think Cameron's onto something. I think Cameron's onto something, but Nick, go ahead.
Cameron, who did you have winning?
I have the Browns winning.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I know. I like the
Progressive Bowl, man. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Nick?
I think it's almost going to be like it was last year. I think it's going to be Packers and Bucks. I do think the Bucks will be in the NFC Championship. I mean, they retained all 22 of their starters. They're relatively a young team other than their pass rush, which they got a couple old geezers in there. And I think the Packers are just kind of going to choke again. I just don't have faith
Did you
in
say
the Packers.
Bucks for the Super Bowl?
No, NFC Championship.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the Bucks are going to go back to the Super Bowl, as much as I dislike to say it, because I like seeing new teams in there, unless it's the Seahawks going back for a second straight year. And for the AFC, I agree, Cameron. I think the AFC Championship is going to be the Browns and the Bills. All right, people are sleeping on the Browns. The Browns had OBJ out for essentially the entire year. He'll be coming back. Hopefully he stays healthy. They got a dynamic duo at running back, Kareem Hunt. They got Nick Chubb. Browns are going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a really close game, closer than last year's conference championship for the AFC side. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
I like the Browns.
Baker Mayfield on the last drive of the game. He's going to make a bad read, trying to get to Jarvis Landry, picked off by one of those Bucks defensive backs. Pass rush will be great for the Bucks again. Bucks are winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets to hoist another ring. As much as I dislike to say it, Bucks are winning the Super Bowl.
I mean, hot take here. Baker Mayfield plays better without OBJ. Hot take.
Yeah, he did better without OBJ last season. Well,
probably because he wasn't asking for the ball all game.
That is true.
Yeah. So
I mean, just this big superstar coming on your team, like, you know, Baker Mayfield, young player, then you have a superstar trying to feed the ball to him, and
Darren Bales says, Browns, why not pick the Jets? The Browns almost beat the Chiefs, if not for a fumble at the corner of the end zone and that turned into a touchback. And the Chiefs did need some luck to win that game, as it turned out. But, it's pretty open. But, all right, I'm going to give you my take. And I'm kind of on the same page with Cameron Hughes here. I think you guys are not giving the Chiefs any love here. It's like you guys are all just thinking
Super Bowl hangover.
Super Bowl hangover, I think, is a thing that we've seen all the time, but I don't think so. I think they're going to come back here. They were practically undefeated, if not for a rest their starters game. They would have been undefeated in the entire regular season. They had too many injuries on the offensive line. I mean, that was their biggest issue. And Patrick Mahomes was also dealing with that nagging toe, foot, whatever he had going on there. So I think they were going into that game, like you said, the Buccaneers. Cameron, you said they were lucky. I agree. I think they had a lot of luck on their side. Now, I'm not saying they're not a good team, but you have to be good and you have to be lucky. They had the combination. They have a good team, but they were super lucky with a lot of things that went their way at the end. Health being one of them. Other ones being that they should have lost. They should have lost that game against the Packers. The Packers blew it. Packers blew it on multiple occasions to win that game. And so I really think the Packers should have been the representative in that game had things played out the way they should. So this is the way I look at it. From the AFC, I think the Chiefs come back. They don't have the Super Bowl hangover. They come back. Maybe they don't go nearly undefeated like before. It'll be a little bit tougher road, but they will find a way to come back. Patrick Mahomes will be Mahomes again. And then it's going to come down to the NFC. It's going to come down to the Packers and the Seahawks. And if the game is here in Seattle, the NFC Championship game, we are going to win that game to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. If it's in Lambeau, we're screwed, and it's going to be a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl like I thought it would have been this year had the Bucs not been even lucky.
Yep, sadly.
That is my take, my prediction. So I hope things go our way. We get the division, we get the first round bye and all that stuff, or I assume the first round bye, and that they play it up here. And then we get to be in the building, finally. I don't know how many of us will be there, but we get to be in there to watch the game and see the Seahawks back to the Super Bowl in person. Anyway, that's my take on it.
Who wins?
I am a homer, of course.
Seahawks victory.
Who's going to win? Oh, well, if the Seahawks, that's a good question. If the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl, we're winning that game. In a nail biter, with the two great quarterbacks going back and forth. Who wouldn't want to see that? Russell
tell you
Wilson,
this.
Patrick Mahomes, running into the Shane Waldron offense with Russell cooking in his own new recipe, not the old recipe of before with 13 interceptions. No, we're talking the Russell Wilson that's under 10 interceptions, running the ball with Chris Carson and Rashad Penny. Suddenly people saying, wow, he's not a bust. What a great season he had with the two backs back there rushing for over 2,000 yards combined together with those guys. It'll be a beautiful thing. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Norb,
Yes.
you might have to hop off. It's about 11 o'clock in New York, so I'm
Okay.
getting a
We
little
were
tired here.
we're gonna do our trivia, but I guess you got to jump.
Yeah, I have to go, guys.
Okay, I know. You're ahead
Thank
of the
you for
world.
having me, Norb. Yeah,
Chef
I'm getting a
JackAttack,
little-
thank you for. I know you got to
See
go.
ya. Bye,
Thanks
Jack.
for being part of this, man. And everybody, go tune in.
Yes.
Check out Chef JackAttack and his delicious recipes on his YouTube channel. Just look up Chef JackAttack or click on the link in the description.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, JackAttack.
Yes, thank
Sorry
you,
for
guys.
the late delay.
Bye-bye. Keep
Appreciate
doing what
you
you
being
guys are
here.
doing. And, Bye, Norb. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Okay, so before we do the trivia, there are a couple guys who've been hanging on the line. There's three of them out there, so I'm going to get their calls quick. We'll make it real quick here. So let me start off. These are all regulars, definitely been in the Madden streams and regular commenters. So I'm going to get Seahawks for life on the call. Let's see. Hopefully this.
Wait, Norm, one more thing before you start.
Yeah.
Devin says hi in the chat.
Oh, I'm going to get him on the phone. He's going to get on the phone.
Okay,
So
cool.
he's in there. So tell him to hang on. All right. So Seahawks for life. Quick comment,
How you
question
doing?
about. Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Actually, I know all of you said earlier that the Cardinals will be last, but
Except
this
me.
might become a shocker. I'm gonna say Arizona. I'm gonna say are going to be last again.
The 49ers are going to be last again?
Yes.
Okay.
And where does Arizona land?
Arizona will land the third place. I feel like they have some star talent, but just not ready to leap over Seattle and LA.
Okay, so who's first and second then between the Rams and the Seahawks?
LA, because they've missed. LA is going to be second because they've missed some. They've had some free agent guys go to different teams, like the Browns, as you guys said earlier, and some other teams. And I think their defense will plummet. So, and then Seattle Seahawks will be first place at 13-3.
All right.
2013.
All right. And real last to wrap things up, 'cause I keep things moving here. Do the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
And who do they play?
Who?
Who do they play?
They will play the Cleveland Browns.
Seattle will win.
And Cleveland Browns will still have their misery, and Seattle will get their second Lombardi Trophy.
I love it, man. I love it. That's
I
great.
hope you're right.
Yep.
I'll play anybody in the Super Bowl. I don't care as long as we get there. All right, let me get Devin on
Play
the horn here.
Jets.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Play the
Devin!
Jets.
Devin. Devin's muted again. Are we having that mute issue again? All right, we'll let you try to figure that out while I go to another call here. Let's go to John Rick 453. John Rick, comment, question. What you got?
Hey, what's up?
What you got, man?
So for our standings in the NFC West, I got first it's gonna go to the Rams, then it's gonna go to Seahawks, then it's gonna go to 49ers, and then it's gonna go to Cardinals. And for the playoffs, I think the Super Bowl will be Bucks versus Bills. I think the Bucks win.
I don't want to hear that. All right, but a very realistic take.
Very
And I think the
possible, yeah.
Seahawks will make it to the NFC Championship for Seahawks.
So they make the playoffs though? Third place?
We'll because our division's so good that we'll just make the division, or we'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
But we will come first in it.
I don't like that, but I appreciate your honesty. All right, let's see if Devin can get on here. Devin, do you figure out how to unmute yourself? There he is. Devin, what you got, man?
Hey, boys, what is going on? It's good to see you guys in person, in like your face.
I know, yeah. The good-looking dudes here. All right, what you got, Devin?
Sure. I just got a couple things. Like you guys were talking about the Browns, and I think the Browns are severely underrated now because I believe they are. In my opinion, I put them top 5. This year I'm putting them top 5 for the reason of we saw when Baker Mayfield plays good, that offense. So when he plays smart, that offense is. And with OBJ coming back, that just adds more firepower. And they have Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett pushing from both sides. With Myles Garrett pushing pressure, and this is the thing about me with how I rate the NFC West. Because of how the Rams lost both of their really important players in Troy Hill and John Johnson to the Browns, who now have a solid secondary because of that. I think the Rams, if they can't find replacements, maybe Taylor Rapp could take over at corner or safety. But I don't know. I got the Rams. Second, and I believe, like you, Norb. I believe in Shane Waldron, and I think he's down for Russ, and I think he could move us to first because Russell the past 2 to 3 years, and leading up, he's always been the halftime MVP. Then can't finish in the second half. I believe if we can let him do the same thing as in the first half, but then Shane Waldron just does his thing, and it's Russ can actually finish the second half. I think we're going to be number 1.
It's actually, I don't know. It's actually been the opposite, man. I mean, maybe not recently, the last past few games, but before the whole thing was start slow, be behind, and then Russell has to come back and win the game in the third and fourth quarter. I want to see them just put points on and be up by 21 points in the first half, and then they don't have to do the heroics in the second half. That's what I'm hoping they'll do.
And then maybe they can add in I've been pushing this a lot, but maybe they can have in Geno the GOAT because over Tom. Tom Brady has nothing on Geno, and I can do facts if you guys want proof. I don't know. And with the San Francisco situation, it's weird how I know they're going to draft a quarterback, but it's weird that they're keeping Jimmy G. That's what I don't get. They're paying him a lot of money, but they're keeping. And here's the thing now, 49er fans, I've said this from the beginning. He's not good. Jimmy G isn't a good quarterback. People didn't realize that until now. People are like, oh, yeah, he was behind Tom Brady. Oh, he won this many rings. Who won those rings for him? Tom Brady, the GOAT. So don't compare him just because he's behind. Now they're in this predicament where, they're going to have to either start Jimmy or put Jimmy on the bench, but he's expensive and fragile. Yeah. It's crazy. So I don't know if they can't figure it out or stay healthy. I don't know. People have high praise for the 49ers. I don't know about the 49ers like that. And 49er fans in the chat might get mad, but I don't know. Maybe the defense will be good, but I don't know.
So who wins the Super Bowl? Who wins the Super Bowl next year, man?
Who wins the Super Bowl? Ooh. Oh. Okay, so I play Madden, and I like to rebuild the Browns because they suck almost every year. So to see them actually win the Super Bowl would be really interesting because it's I don't know. It's just I feel like Cleveland deserves a Super Bowl. That's just me. I know I'm a Hawks fan and all right, but it just feels like the city of Cleveland has suffered so much.
Oh, Buffalo's had their share of suffering too, right? They're even on the suffering scale.
Should have won 4 straight Super Bowls, but they blew it because they've been there 4 times. Oh yeah, I think the Browns would, but it would be nice to have Russ shut everybody up about he's this, he's that, he's not focused by him winning the Super Bowl. I think it'd be good too, but I'm gonna leave my bias behind because we'll have to see what the defense does, and I think our pass rush is. Yeah, we have to see because we don't know what's gonna happen. I know the offense is going to be the same. The defense is
that's the big question. Yep.
When it comes to the Browns, they have all the pieces really good and win the Super Bowl. That's why I'm saying it now.
All right, man. That's a good hot take. So I appreciate you guys for the calls, but it's getting late hours here, so let's get to the trivia.
Time.
Trivia time. You guys ready? All right. So we're gonna do trivia here. Pull it up. So again, get your Kahoot apps ready or Kahoot.com and make sure I have everything else ready to go. I think we do. Okay, here we go. Get the screen up. All right, everything's working. Here we go. Kahoot, courtesy of Ace of Hearts 95, sent this to me several weeks ago. Hopefully it's still accurate today, but good questions on here. Ace of Hearts 95, whoever you are, thank you for sending this trivia. Let's go. Get ready with your numbers and nicknames. And it's 901-810. 901-810.
That's the best part.
Punch in, yeah, it is. Punch in your numbers and put in your names. Archan, Go Hawks, MC Carr. Okay, so far legit names that I've seen before. John Rick 453. These are all regulars of the show. Devin is in there. Yep, so far so good. Never. Oh, we got the never gonna give you up coming. Ivan is in there. Gunna. There he is. Northwest Football FC. He's playing along too. Joshua.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Never gonna give. Seahawks fan. Again, 901-810 is the number. You! Waiting for the up to hit.
Where's the up?
Flaccid. Up!
There we go.
Run around and...
Desert you.
They just have the whole lyrics in this whole thing. Austin Mock. Keep it rolling. Again, the number is 901-810. We'll give you another minute. Silly Seahawks.
So far, mostly
So far,
legit names.
don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
Yeah, right.
You know, I know what you're thinking. Grug. Let's get a few more in here, and then we will start the trivia contest. Again, the number is 901-810. 901-810. 20 more seconds. So quietly going on here. That's fine.
Probably because we were a little late or early.
Right.
I know some people turning in early. It's okay.
Only the real ones are.
All right.
Yeah. Watching tonight.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Aidan Pham, what's up, man? One of the NORBFAM members, Aidan. All right. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, wait, where's the music? The music's just, I gotta turn the music up. There we go.
There's no music.
There is my music. I can't hear it. That's weird. There's no music. All right, I'm going to try to figure out why there's no music on this thing. Do you guys hear the music?
Nope.
Barely.
Weird.
Let's see.
Should be music.
Oh, that's why. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we can hear you, so I don't think.
Yeah,
it's
so
that's all right. Devin's plug. All right, we got 20. Let's roll with it. Here we go. Oh, there's a sound. It just faded out. Okay, Here we go.
Maybe just ran out. Like
Trivia
the
by
song.
Ace of Hearts 95. Starting now. 12 questions. Question number 1. Which former AFC West rival has the most wins against the Seahawks? The Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders, formerly Oakland, or the Kansas City Chiefs? Which AFC former rival, has the most wins against the Seahawks? The Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, or the Chiefs? Time is up. 9 of you got that one correct. The right answer is the Denver Broncos. All right, let's go to the panel. It's kind of fun with all these new names on the panel. Chef Jack is not here. I'm going to get rid of Chef Jack for a second here. Clean this up for a moment. Let's start with, I got Nick at the top of the screen, so we'll go with that. So, Nick, start with you.
Yeah, I knew at the time when we were really in the AFC West that the Broncos and the Raiders were very dominant, so I knew it had to be one of them. My luck leaned the right way. I went Denver Broncos.
All right, Nick LeBeau with the first draws first blood. Joshua, what you got?
Yeah, I completely forgot we were in the AFC West. I just remembered that we don't really do good at Arrowhead Stadium, so I picked the Chiefs.
That would have been a good guess too, but okay. All right, so looking for his first point. Cameron, what you got?
Yeah, so the Broncos and Raiders were like the dominant teams of this era, but like I just knew that the Broncos, because I was looking at this stat, like their all-time records against each team, and I saw that the Broncos were pretty high, or their winning percentage.
So you went with Broncos and got the correct answer. All right, so we got Cameron H with 1 as well. So Rishi.
Oh yeah, same reasoning as Nick and Cameron. I knew Broncos and Raiders were dominant in that era in the AFC West, and I went Broncos.
Okay, so 1 point apiece for Nick, Cameron, and Rishi. Joshua looking for his first point. Let's go to the scoreboard here. Hey, look at that! Wow. Never gonna give you up.
Wow.
It does strikes again. We had it happen once before, and we did it again. That's too funny. That's too funny. Lightning does indeed strike twice. Let's see how long that stays. I don't think it's going to stay very long. All right. We have less participants, so maybe the chances are higher. All right. Let's go to the next question. Number 2. The Seahawks have an undefeated record versus at least one NFL team. True or false? The Seahawks have an undefeated record versus at least one NFL team. True or false? And the answer is false. 12 of you got that one correct. How does the panel do on this one, Nick?
Yeah, so there are a lot of NFL teams, but the Seahawks have been around for a long time. At first, I was kind of leaning towards true because, there are a lot of NFL teams. But then I just kind of remembered those years, especially in the 90s, where we just totally sucked. And I'm like, there's probably at least one team that we lost to. So I did say false because the odds are just kind of,
Okay, so 2 for 2 for Nick. Joshua, chance to get on the board. Do you?
I actually picked true.
Oh, did you have a team in mind when you picked true? Or were you just kind of guessing?
I didn't really know, but I just thought since we were more into NFC, I thought we would have at least just one team with an undefeated record.
Yeah. All right. Tricky question there. Easy to fall for the trap. Let's go to Cameron Hughes.
Yeah, just going back to that stat that I was talking about earlier. They all had losses, so I got it right. Yeah.
All right. Rishi.
And yeah, I also got this right. I actually know this because I researched from one of my trivia contests that I made. And I believe one of the questions was like, which team is the Seahawks had the best all-time winning percentage against? And it was the Texans. But we've won 3 games and lost 1, and that was the best one, so I went false.
Okay. All right. Wow. Perfect scores all around, but Josh was trying to get back into this contest, but I know you will. All right. Let's go to the scoreboard. No way. Never gonna give you up. Still hanging in there. Impressive. I don't know how they do that trick.
You should sponsor your channel if this actually.
That is crazy. You imagine if it went the whole way through.
NorbCam, sponsored by Rick Astley.
Love that song, actually. All right, here we go. Next question, number 3. Which team does Seattle have the best winning percentage against?
Oh no, I gave it.
The Vikings, the Panthers, the Bears, or the Texans? I hope you guys are paying attention. Which team does Seattle have the best winning percentage against? The Minnesota Vikings, the Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears, or the Houston Texans?
You're welcome.
I hope you all had your listening ears on.
Bears.
It was right there. Oh, look at that. Somebody was listening out there. 16, overwhelming there. Although 2 people somehow weren't listening, apparently, or they didn't believe him. But okay, so the correct answer is the Houston Texans, as stated by Rishi. So, Nick, I expect correct answers on the board here.
I mean, I heard Rishi. He was the last person to talk, right. So yeah, Houston.
Joshua, I hope you get a point here.
I wasn't really paying attention. I picked the Texans.
Okay, good. He's on the board. Cameron Hughes, I assume you're going to roll with this. And Rishi, boy, I don't even need to ask. All right, so everybody's up there, 3-way tie for first, and Joshua on the board. Let's go to the scoreboard. Can the names stay? Oh my gosh, it's still never gonna give you up, still hanging in there, but Devin's plug is the highest climber.
Every time it's still there.
That's still crazy. All right, well, we'll see how long this lasts. You never know. All right, next question, number 4. Which team do the Seahawks have the worst winning percentage against? Washington football team, New Orleans Saints, Denver Broncos, or the Kansas City Chiefs? Which team do the Seahawks have the worst winning percentage against? Washington, Saints, Broncos, or Chiefs? Time is up. Oh, a little bit all over the scatter of the board, this one. It was the Washington football team. 5 of you got this correct online. Let's go to the panel with Nick.
Yeah, so I actually got this wrong. For some reason, I said the Denver Broncos. I think it was just in my mind since
From the previous question about the Broncos?
The previous question. So, yeah, I did say the Denver Broncos.
I remember the Broncos had the most wins, but this is winning percentage, so we didn't have to play them that much. It's just how we got the best of those very few meetings, which we didn't probably have very many of them. Joshua.
Yeah. I also picked the Denver Broncos.
Fell for the trap. Is a good trap question. But Cameron, who is the trivia master here, what do you got?
It's really convenient that these are all about like team winning percentages because I was literally just looking at all these stats.
Oh my. Okay.
So yeah, I got it right.
Okay, Cameron takes the lead for the time being, but Rishi, where does this put you? I assume
I remember this being in a previous trivia contest from maybe like a couple months ago, and I got it right. I said the football team.
Okay, all right. So Cameron
Any
and
more
Rishi.
stats you're going to give us?
Nick with 3 points and Joshua still with 1. Let's go to the YouTube scoreboard.
Mod.
Oh my god.
Wow. But how does up get more of a the fire when they're all together? Never going to give you
yeah, so that means I'm guessing never going to give you up to one person. So
Never gonna
only
give you-
them
It's got to be.
It's one person
that's
who
the
has
only,
somehow
like,
made
5
multiple
devices,
identities and
5 tabs
submitted all their
open.
answers. I don't know how they do that, but it's fun to watch anyway to see how long the
one
hit
after
streak can
another,
go.
which gives the never going to give you up.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I like how the up has
At
a
least
fire
they're
by
smart.
it, though. Like, should they all be lit because they're the same person? I don't get
True.
it. But
I think they had to put one person.
and they're in
It's
last
because-
place. That's
think
the
it
one
just
the
chooses
lowest
random.
score is the one
It's
that's lit.
the-
I don't quite get it.
That's just how the algorithm works. It just chooses
It's
randomly.
because
I
on
think.
Norb, put the song in your
on
prediction
Kahoot.
video this year.
I just might have to do that. This might
On
be the year for
Kahoot,
Rick for the Rick roll. All right, let's go to the
It's
next
all about
question.
time.
Number 5. Which current division rival have the Seahawks beaten the most? The Rams, the Cardinals, or the Niners? Which current division rival have the Seahawks beaten the most? Rams, Cardinals, or the Niners? Cameron Hughes is probably licking his chops saying, I like these winning percentage questions. Rams, Cardinals, or 49ers? Niners.
Oh, wow.
YouTube got that one correct. Let's see how the panel fares on this. Nick LeBeau, chance to tie.
Yeah, I got this right. There was such a long period of time where we just completely dominated the Niners, including going back a couple years when they had CJ Beathard starting at QB.
Yeah, and
So,
there was a period when the Rams were kind of sucking there too, but more recently we've always had trouble with them. And then the Cardinals, no matter how bad they're doing as a team, we find a way to struggle for some reason. All right, Joshua, what you got?
Yeah, I fell into that trap. I picked the Rams.
All right, tough sledding there. Cameron Hughes.
I mean, the last time we got swept by the Niners was 2011. So, and other than those the 2010, 2011, we dominate them every time.
All right, so he takes the lead with 5, but Rishi staying pace. Does he continue to?
I think the 2010s era when we just dominated them, we swept them almost every single year. In 2014 and 2017, we almost swept them in 2018. It wasn't for that one OT loss in Santa Clara. And before then even we dominated. Thank goodness we weren't in the NFC West in the 80s and 90s because the Niners were really good back then.
Mm-hmm.
They won lots of Super Bowls.
Yep.
So yeah, I went Niners.
Yeah, well, the AFC West wasn't too good to us either, but we did manage to squeeze in a couple of playoff appearances along the way. All right, so we got two-way tie for first at 5th for 5 points. Cameron and Rishi. Nick LeBeau right behind with 4, and Josh hanging in there with his singular point. But anything can happen. It's still early in the game. All right, let's see. Rick Astley hanging in there. Oh, man, he might dominate this whole thing.
Never going
to give you up, going strong. All right, next question, number 6, almost to the halfway point. The team Seattle has beaten the most in the playoffs is the Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints, the Washington football team, or the Carolina Panthers. The team Seattle has beaten the most in the playoffs is Eagles, Saints, Washington, or Panthers. Eagles, Saints, Washington, Panthers. Time is up. Again, there's the Washington football team rearing its ugly head again, but in a good way since we've gotten the wins. So we go to the panel. Nick LeBeau.
Yeah, so I kind of felt the trick because, in my opinion, I think the Saints or the Eagles would kind of be an easy answer because the last 2 years we played the Eagles in the wild card, and then
Panthers
obviously
we played them a couple times too, but yeah, Saints and Eagles.
And then the
definitely.
Saints we obviously had the Beastquake against, and then that great win in 2013. So it was kind of between the Panthers and the football team, and then I recall more of us playing the Panthers a couple times recently in the 2000s, but this is all time. So I'm like, do you know what? I'll just throw Washington in there. So I did.
So you got it. Okay. All right. Ties it up. Joshua.
I had the same logic, but I ended up picking the Panthers.
These are all very good possibilities. All right. So Josh still stuck at one. Cameron.
I could only remember 2 wins from the Eagles, Saints, and Panthers, but I remember we beat the football team in the 2005 playoffs, the 2007 playoffs, and then the 2012 playoffs.
Yeah, very good
So
logic. So he gets 6, takes the lead. Rishi, does he stay and keep pace?
I did not get this one. I went Panthers. I fell for the trap.
Oh, boy. All right. It's a good breakdown by Cameron, those 3 games. I was at 2 of those games. All right, Rishi drops to ties with Nick with 5, Cameron with the lead at 6, and Josh hanging in there with the 1. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. All right, let's go to the YouTube scoreboard. Does the lyrics stay intact?
Only one person got it right, but looks
Apparently it hasn't changed. It's still never going to give you up. Really is one person, which means we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes with anybody else.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Which team have the Seahawks played more than any other? The Chiefs, 49ers, Broncos, or the Raiders? Which team have the Seahawks played more than any other? The Chiefs, Niners, Broncos, or Raiders? Played more than any other team. Chiefs, Niners, Broncos, Raiders. Time is up. And Broncos back into the category answer this time. 7 of you got this correct on YouTube. Let's go to the panel. Nick, for a chance to tie the game in the lead, what you got?
Yeah, so I knew it was probably either the Broncos, Chiefs, or Raiders between then. And then I'm like, after we left the AFC West, we really have not played the Chiefs a whole lot. Same kind of deal with the Raiders. So then I kind of went Broncos and Niners, and I'm like, well, we didn't really play the Niners that much pre NFC West days, as I recall. So I did take the Broncos because I remember us playing the Broncos a good amount of times. I think recently the Week 1 game in 2017.
Well, we could use the logic of the team that we lost the most to in that early question. Definitely leans that way too. Okay, so time for the lead, Nick, is temporarily. Josh, what you got?
I always end up on the other side of Nick's answer. I picked the 49ers.
But it comes down to 50-50 to pick the wrong one. Yeah. So you went with the Niners. Oh, man, it's a tough one for you, man. But, hey, anything can happen in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. All right, Cameron.
So my logic here was I'm pretty sure we were in the AFC West longer than the NFC West, so I immediately ruled out the 49ers. And it was basically between the Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders. I just picked the team that we played in the Super Bowl because it was one extra game. We didn't play the Raiders or Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so I just went with the Broncos.
Okay, all right. Logic is solid. Rishi, got to make up some ground here.
Broncos as well.
You pick with the Broncos as well? Okay, so we've got Josh with 1, Nick and Rishi tied for second with 6 points apiece, and Cameron Hughes in the lead barely with 7 points. Let's go to the scoreboard. Lyrically intact?
Come on.
Must be running away with it. Still never going to give you up. Still flying, but 7th place silly Seahawks trying to break up the lyrics. So far, Rickroll is rolling.
NINJA-CRK just outside of 5th place.
Yeah. All right, next question. Number 8. Who was Seattle's final opponent in the Kingdom? Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, Indianapolis Colts, or the Baltimore Ravens? Who was the final Seahawks opponent in the Kingdom? The Dolphins, Broncos, Colts, or Ravens? I was actually at this game. Oh, we lost Rishi.
Rishi's camera.
Oh, look at that. Everybody knew this one. Almost everybody, anyway. 13 of you on YouTube got this one correct. Dolphins was the correct answer. Let's go to the panel. Let's go to Nick. Chance to tie.
I feel like in the history of the Seahawks, this is like history to Seattle. Like, you know, in American history, when you think of American history, you know, we had obviously, well, what example could I use? We have the White House, how the White House was built or whatever. I feel like this is kind of the White House history of the Seahawks. So, yeah, I did get the Miami Dolphins. Okay.
All right. I was at this game, so I actually witnessed the last game in the Kingdom for the Seahawks. I should roll that being around. Okay, Joshua, do you get to 2? What do you say, man?
Coin flip between Dolphins and Colts, and I picked the Colts.
Oh, man, you've just been one 50-50 answer away all day.
It's always the 50-50.
Oh, what you got to do next time is go with what you think you're going to go with and just flip it.
Yeah.
That might work next time.
Didn't I get that wrong?
Then you get it wrong. Oh, man, that's tough. Cameron Hughes, I know you were smiling the moment this question came up.
It was a wild card game, I think.
It was a wild card game.
Against the Dolphins. So, yeah, I got it right.
Dan Marino played in that game. Rishi, trying to keep pace with Nick and Cameron.
I think I remember reading about this once, and I got it. I said Dolphins.
All right, so Joshua hanging in there with his 1 point. Nick LeBeau and Rishi.
The answer I picked, yeah.
Yep, that might be a good strategy. Nick and Rishi tied with 7 points apiece, and Cameron Hughes, the trivia writing master, at least as far as NorbCam shows are concerned, leading with 8. Next question. Wait, has Cameron missed? Have you missed one yet? Are you perfect so far?
How many questions are we in?
Perfect. 8.
He's perfect.
Yeah,
He's perfect as of now.
Impressive.
I'm
All right,
trying to go for it.
let's go to the next question, or the scoreboard first. Still,
And
never going to give you up. Never going to give you up. Still going up 5 places, flaccid. I wish I knew how far behind the other people are, because it feels like a blowout right now. All right,
we will never know.
we won't know unless the people in the chat tell us. All right, let's go to number 9, then we get to doubles. Who was Seattle's first victory in the Seahawk blue uniforms in 2002? The Minnesota Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles, the Atlanta Falcons, or the St. Louis Rams? Who was Seattle's first victory in Seahawks blue uniforms of 2002 against the Vikings, Eagles, Falcons, or Rams? First victory in the blue uniforms. Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
8 of you got this one correct. Vikings. I really had no memory of this, even though I was probably at the game. I don't remember it. But Vikings, it was. This is a little trickier. Not quite as easy as some of the other questions we've had. But we'll find out how much difficult or hard it was. Nick LeBeau.
Yeah, I honestly had no memory of the first team we played in these uniforms. I kind of went between the Vikings and the Eagles, but then I totally threw that out the window because when in doubt, you choose C. So I took the Falcons.
Oh no! Chance to tie for the lead goes out the window. Josh, I heard you say, "Oh no!" So something tells me the strategy didn't work.
So I was thinking. So my first thought was Vikings, and then I was thinking maybe between the Vikings and the Rams. So I got my idea and picked the Rams.
So close. All right, Cameron with the so far perfect streak. Does he keep his perfect streak going?
I'm kind of lucking into these answers. So a while back, I believe they got the jerseys the same year as CenturyLink Field, right?
Yes, it was the inaugural year of CenturyLink Field, Seahawks Stadium at the time.
Yeah. So I was gonna upload a video of like the Seahawks' first game in CenturyLink. So I did research on that year, and they beat the Vikings. It was their first win on the season, I think. So.
It wasn't a great season for him, if I recall.
No.
Okay, so perfect 9 for 9 heading into the final stretch. Rishi is going to have to do some more work here to keep up. What do you got?
I mean, I just researched like who the Seahawks beat first in their 2002 season. I just researched out of curiosity because I just wanted to know, and yeah, I fortunately remembered who it was. I said Vikings.
Okay, so Joshua still with one.
I'm always
Bringing up
on the
rear.
other end of the coin flip.
Doggone those 50-50s. Nick LeBeau in third place with 7 points. Rishi with 8, and Cameron Hughes still perfect with 9. But things get very interesting for everybody now as we enter the double Jeopardy round here. It's never going to give you up. It's still solid. It's still solid. Could it actually last? Let's find out in a second here. Now the questions get more trickier here with double points. True or false? A double point question. Here we go. The Seahawks have only tied once in their history. True or false? The Seahawks have only tied once in their history. True or false? 8 of you said true, and that was the correct answer. 11 of you thought it was false. Let's go to the score or the panel now. Nick, needing this double points, could tie Cameron if he gets this one. Does he?
Yeah, so this was a bad game when we tied. It was a Cardinal game, and wasn't like both kickers were just missing everything. So I remembered this first time we got a tie in our history, which is kind of hard to believe. Thinking of all the NFL games. But yeah, I took it. True.
Okay, Joshua, you have 50-50 off the top.
I couldn't even nail actual coin flip question.
Oh, no!
For some reason, I felt really positive about the false because the last year's Seahawks Cardinal game, but then I forgot the ending.
Oh my goodness! A 50-50 opportunity flows through his slips through his fingers. Sorry, man. All right, so Cameron with a chance to really extend his lead here and keep the perfect score going. What do you got?
Yeah, I could only remember one, so I said true.
Okay, well, memory's correct then. Perfect so far. Rishi, got to get one of these here to keep
I definitely remember this. I remember this game. It was a bad game in overtime. Both kickers missed those field goals that could have won the game, and I said true.
One of the most unsatisfying games in history of the Seahawks. So Joshua with his 1 point in fourth place, Nick LeBeau in third with 9, Rishi with 10, and Cameron Hughes in first place with 11. With 2 questions to go. Here we go. Or we got to go to the scoreboard first and see. Our other little streak that we're trying to see. Never going to give you up. Still solid. This guy must be untouchable at this point. Never gonna give you up. Still flying high. All right, next question, 2 to go. Number 11, worth double points. Here we go. Since the 2014 NFC Championship game, how many onside kicks have the Seahawks attempted? 2, 1, 3, or 4? Since the 2014 NFC Championship game, how many onside kicks have the Seahawks attempted? 2, 1, 3, or 4? Time is up. Wow, I'm actually surprised that 8 of you guys got this correct. I actually came up with this question right before the show started. Answer is 3. 8 of you guys got this correct. I'm impressed, guys. I'm impressed. If you just got lucky or you actually knew this, but let's see how well the panel knows this. Nick.
So after the discussion last night on the roundtable, I kind of did some digging on this. Like, how many times have we actually done it? Because the one that comes off the top of my memory was the one against Dallas in the wild card game. But when I did some researching, I found out that there were a couple more, which ended up with 3. So I got it right.
Nice. Good thing we had that little talk yesterday about it. Yeah. All right, Josh, you had a 25% chance of guessing this.
It wasn't a coin flip, so it was either 1 or 2. I picked 2, but thankfully I didn't get.
Josh, you cannot go home tonight with the lowest score in NorbCam panel trivia history.
Oh no! So wait, you guessed 2?
Wait, what's the lowest? Yeah,
I think the lowest is like 2 or 3.
Okay, so I need the last question. Someone give me the answer.
You're one to get here to get out of the basement. Okay. Let's go to Rishi. Well, just to keep the stakes interesting, because Rishi could take the lead with this.
All right. So yeah, like Nick, I like since that game, I immediately thought of the one against Dallas in the wild card, and then I had to take I kind of took a gamble on this one. I narrowed it down between 3 and 4, just because I don't think since in that time span, it's like 7-year time span, I don't think we'd have only attempted one onside kick other than that one versus Dallas. I took it between 3 and 4. And I was kind of in doubt, so I just looked C and I got it.
Ooh, so Rishi takes the lead for the time being, but Cameron Hughes,
Cameron's smiling
so far, can get the
like Rishi and Nick. I researched this as well, and another one I remember the Dallas one, and then the one against the Bears in 2018, because it was like a big deal because it was Michael Dixon's first drop kick or something. And I don't come up with that. So yeah, I got it right.
Okay, so he takes the lead back. So Josh, with the record-holding low score so far with 1 point.
Maybe I should take the record. I don't know. It's the only way to stay in the record book, right?
Yeah, that's one way to make a splash. Nick LeBeau in third place with 11, Rishi with 12, and Cameron with 13. So it still could be anybody's game, at least in the top 3. But let's check out the other streak going on here. Lyrically intact with the Rickroll. Oh,
yep,
for sure. Look at that.
Still here.
Running away with it with 10,000, almost 11,000 points on one of these answers. I think it's going to make it to the end. So as we set up for this last question, I did the last 2. So I did that previous one because I only had 10 questions from the person who did the Ace of Base 95. Is that what this?
Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts 95. So I did the last 2. The last one was one that obviously was kind of a topical question. I guarantee, doesn't matter how good your Seahawks knowledge is, it will not help you in this last question. So this could break everything.
NorbCam-centric question then.
Because I haven't done a NorbCam-centric question in a long time. So you're going to have to really know something beyond the Seahawks stats book to have a chance with this one. Perfect time to throw a curveball. Here we go. Last question.
Uh-oh.
For double. Which of these songs has not been parodied in a NorbCam music video? Rump Shaker, Step by Step, Every Little Step, or Closer? Which of these songs has not been parodied in a NorbCam music video? Rump Shaker, Step by Step, Every Little Step, or Closer? Time is up. Oh my gosh, YouTube is on it. I didn't put one past YouTube. I thought I was going to have you guys, but holy cow, you guys are on it. Now, let's see how well the panel knows NorbCam stuff. Nick, for the tie.
So, I remember Every Little Step and Closer. So it was between Rump Shaker and Step by Step. And honestly, I had absolutely no clue. So I just went with my mind, and my favorite color is blue. So I went blue, so I got it.
Oh, we got it. He ties Cameron Hughes for the lead.
I don't know, though. Rishi's your music video expert.
Well, let's go with Josh. I know he's not in the competition, but we're trying to find out who's going to have the lowest score in the history
I was between Rump Shaker and Step by Step as well, and I picked Rump Shaker.
Oh! He went wrong on a 50-50. Josh may have iced himself in the record books as the lowest score in trivia history.
Bring me back on. Let me redeem myself.
Oh, well, you'll definitely get that chance, and I think you have a good chance of beating your score in another time that you come on board. It's hard to get just one. All right.
I would have gone 0 if it wasn't for Rishi anyway. So.
Oh yeah, Rishi gave you that answer.
That's a good point.
Rishi, thank you for that. All right, so we're gonna start with Rishi here because Rishi could take the lead. It's gonna really come down to the wire. So Rishi, what do you got? And tell me your logic. Tell me your logic.
I did a parody on Every Little Step. I knew Closer. So once again, narrowed it down between Step by Step and Rump Shaker, and I ended up going with Step by Step.
Ooh, he gets it. It takes the temporary lead. A 1-point lead from Cameron Hughes, but the leader with a perfect score. I don't know if we've ever had a perfect score. Maybe we have. I don't really remember, but it feels like it's been a long time. For an opportunity to win it and secure a very rare perfect score in NorbCam trivia. What is your answer, Cameron?
So I have been a very loyal fan since 2014. I watched every single one of those music videos, and I watch them every year around the time that you release them. So yes, I got it right.
Oh, look at that! A perfect score. Cameron Hughes comes through at the end, steals the lead from Rishi, and finishes with a perfect trivia score of 15. Congratulations, Cameron. So, as a stats finish up here, it's Josh with his record tie or record setting 1 point.
Yes.
Nick LeBeau in third place with 13, Rishi with 14, and Cameron Hughes with 15. Talk about a tight game other than Josh's. This is kind of like the NFC West, except I think the Cardinals will fare better than Josh did here. It'll be one of those things. Seattle will be Cameron 15, and there'll be the the Rams with 14, the 49ers with 13, and then the Cardinals somewhere down below.
And in my Cardinals position, sinking ship.
And you are the only one who believes the Cardinals are going to fare better than everybody else said in the finish in the NFC West. So it's kind of ironic that it turns out that way. All right, let's see how the final podium turned out. Does the Rickroll survive and make it to the very end? Let's go. In third place.
Give, it's already over.
Give. It's going to happen. Number 2. Is it not gonna? It's gonna. And number 1. Is it never? It's never gonna give. Never gonna give. Never gonna give. And you up is the final runner-ups. 2 records set today. 3 records set. Never gonna give you up. Finishes the lyrical perfection. Cameron Hughes gets a perfect game. Didn't miss a single question. And Joshua finished with the lowest score ever in NorbCam trivia history. Wow. Records all around.
Perfect score a couple months ago.
Holy mackerel, that is amazing. All right, so who is that? Who is never going to give you up? Do we know? Have they been talking? Do we know who it is?
Oh, yeah, did anybody notice on my bar below? No one?
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh. I didn't even see that this whole time. That's hilarious.
I was playing that on my bar every.
Oh man, and that went by me, and I didn't even pick it up. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
well, I think Rick Astley's going to have to make an appearance in the video this year. So, all right. Well, that was a lot of fun, you guys. Good finish, man. And even for the guy who had the worst score, it was exciting to see if he could get out of the 1 point slump. But you know, that just means that's going to be the comeback that much sweeter when it happens. All right. Well, that's great. And I do want to find out who was the winner, who did do Never Gonna Give You Up. We don't know that? Well, if you, whoever it is,
I don't know. Okay.
Email me, norbert@norbcam.com. Let me know who you are so I can find out who this Never Gonna Give You Up guy is. Or gal. We don't know, right? Anyway, thanks for joining, you guys. That was a lot of fun. We definitely will do a show to compare our predictions that we made today here in April, sometime in February or wherever the Seahawks season is over, to see how many of these predictions actually come true. It's going to be a long time from now, but something to look forward to at the end of the year. Let me just give my guests another chance to advertise their channels, tell everybody what you got going on. So, Joshua, why don't you start first? Tell them about your channel, Northwest Football FC.
So my channel is about Seahawks and Sounders. I am a small channel of only 19 subscribers since I just started this maybe about 3 months ago. So make sure to check out my channel, description below. And thank you guys for subscribing if you did.
All right, and go hit them up. All their links are in the description. And
wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
If I ever come back here, watch the bar.
Watch.
Make sure.
Wait, say what? Watch the what? Oh, the bar. Right there. Watch the scroll bar. Oh, yes.
Right now.
So you're saying that was playing the whole time?
It was.
Yep.
Wow, how did I miss? I was
the whole time.
Focused on so many things. I didn't even see that. That's hilarious. An aura foreboding, as you might say. All right, so check out his channel. Let's go to clockwise over to Nick LeBeau. Nick with Seattle Sports Talk. Tell them about your channel and what they can find there.
Yeah, so my channel is Seattle Sports Talk. It is strictly dedicated to Seattle sports, mainly the Seahawks. Unfortunately, my video will not be coming out tonight. It's a little late over here. So tomorrow
Welcome
you can expect
to
that.
the Northwest. I'm Josh.
Oh, that was me.
Sorry about that. I was just checking your page, Josh, and you're up to 23 subscribers now. So apparently you got a few more followers.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, Nick, I interrupted you accidentally. But
oh no, you're good. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you checked me out. Be sure to check out all these guys, Cameron Hughes at the same. FC, doing some great sports stuff here in the Northwest. Rishi, of course, on his channel where you can find just about anything. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And Chef JackAttack, don't forget him. He had to drop off a bit early. He's always cooking up some great food. So yeah.
Yeah.
Fun time, guys. Hopefully we can do it again sometime soon.
Yes, absolutely. Let's keep the clockwise rotation going here. Let's go. Rishi, tell everybody again where they can find you and what they can expect on your channel.
All right, so my channel is, it's my name. And you can find my channel link in the description of this video. And basically I've been doing a couple piano stuff recently, like I said at the beginning of this stream. Once again, I'm probably going to be posting another video soon, and I'll also try to post some more NFL content on there in the future maybe. So that's about it.
I'm going to check your channel here real quick, and you have 23 subs at the moment. Is that where you were before the show started?
Before, I believe, is at 22.
All right, well, I'm putting your link in the description. I should say that it's yours. This is Rishi. Put back on camera. Rishi. I'm putting in the link so you guys can click on it. Rishi's channel, right there. He's the piano guy. Let's listen to.
Play the Portals.
Is it the Portals Avenger? Is that the one? Endgame. Let's listen to that. All right, I'm just going to tease that a little bit so they can watch the rest of it when they go to your channel. So go check out.
Great job, Rishi.
Nice
really
job,
good.
man. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was great. I'm looking forward to seeing.
I want to see a 1v1 versus him and Martin.
But that's fantastic. So I'm gonna I want to put Nick's channel also in the description or in the chat. And do you remember, Nick, where you were at the time?
I think I was at 100.
Well, you are at 104. So it looks like a handful of people have subscribed there since then last time. So congratulations. That's awesome. Now, last but certainly not least, the winner of the trivia, Cameron Hughes. Cameron.
So my channel is the Seahawks Network. I do current and past Seahawks videos. I'm working on a lot I have 20 different video ideas I want to get out before the new season. And I have a video premiering tomorrow at 3. I think it's called the greatest draft moments in Seahawks history. It's about 10 minutes. So.
All right, I just put the link to your channel on the chat, and you have 1.02K subscribers, so just over 1,000, which is amazing. And you have, what is that video? The one that's the most watched? That's the play, right? Yeah. That's crazy. What are you up to on that one? Is that over 1 million? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Wow.
1,050,000 views.
I'm trying to find that one. Oh, there it is. 1 million. Let's pull that up so you guys can all see it. Right there.
It's not anything special.
To have 1 million views, though, of anything is pretty awesome.
Surprising.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. 1 million views.
1 million people.
Right there. That's pretty awesome.
59 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was a pretty awesome play. Pretty classy play by Russell to get him that extra money. So
Rusty Wilson.
Rusty Wilson. Hopefully it won't be Rusty. All right. Yeah, well, that is it. Thank you guys for everybody sticking in here with the show. I know we had our major technical delay. So we're going to wrap things up. But again, thank you to the panel, Joshua, Nick, Rishi, and Cameron, and of course Chef JackAttack for joining the show, for being the guest.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for making the contest, because without that, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's right. And the ball is coming to you soon, the one that you want. So you will get that autographed NorbCam basketball coming up your way. All right, thank you, everybody. Again, check out their channels. Check out their. Make sure you subscribe and smash the likes and follow them. And if you want, continue watching here. I got more videos. Just click on the screen and it will take you somewhere else pretty cool. So for that, we'll talk to you guys next time. Have a great evening. Go Hawks.